I had the mic off.
What was that, J-Ron? My volume is turned down. What did you say?
I said, hello, how are you? This is J-Ron speaking.
I love hearing J-Ron speaking. We've had fun with the low effort shit, huh?
Yeah, I created, did you see I tagged you?
I saw that. It looks like you made an NFT or something. I'm not sure what it is,
I made
but
an
I saw
NFT,
you.
yeah, a little collection.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. I definitely have to get one. I think you sent me a link, but I'm not sure.
Yes, that's the link direct to the collection. So I called it low effort in what do you call it? Inspired by you yourself. And there's two pieces on there so far. The first one is just low effort, 20 available, and then the second one is called Situation. And all I wrote is Situation. That's the NFT with my logo, which is actually a low effort copy of a punk. A friend of
All
mine
right.
created that, so you'll see it's got a snapback with JR in the hat, and my face or a face with glasses and a cigarette. So that's
I love it.
my new signature for art. As a signature when you put signature on art and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I saw Van Gogh's signature this weekend on a couple of the sunflower vases, and it was way more pronounced than I had thought. You know what I mean? Like he was totally. It was written pretty big. If you look at it, it's pretty large signature. You know, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, absolute. And so that's why me and my mate, OX Professor, we thought, well, if we're gonna hide these on the collection of the Wagme Goblin Girls, I mean the Wandering Goblin Girls, and so those, that'll add rarity to them. And instead of an actual signature, we thought this would be a fun concept to add to it. So then I decided to put it on there. Yeah.
I like the idea of the J. Ron tag or whatever you want to
Yeah, you
call
could
it.
call it that as well. Yeah, absolutely. J-Ron tag. That's the
Yeah,
nice.
the J. Ron tagged NFTs, but you can only put it on a few. Like when it gets to the Wandering Sailor, like it can only go on like 7 or like 11 or something like that.
It'll
You know what I mean?
be
Like
very
it can
yes.
only be, yeah. When it gets to the Wandering Sailor NFT, when you go to the last one for the boat, there can only be like a dozen or something like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
it
ultra
can't
rare.
be but of those. You know.
Totally.
And honestly, get one of those. It should be like, this gives you 4 nights on the boat, or I don't know how you do that, but you have a lot of time to figure that out. But that's cool. But good
Yeah.
morning, Ozzy. Good
Hello,
morning,
Ozzy.
morning, Jello.
Morning. How are we?
Good afternoon, good evening. That's right. I guess it's evening for you guys, but
It's
yeah.
always good morning in Web3.
I'll tell you a
Sorry.
funny story yesterday, Ozzy. I forget, it was some late night space came into, and I mean late for me, and which was like 8 o'clock. But they were talking. I think it was JP or somebody, and I'm not even sure they were in the space, but they were like trying to describe your new radio thing, and they were like, "Well, Leonardo calls it the music stick that Ozzy beats people with," which I think is the perfect description.
That's exactly what it's called, the music stick.
I just think it's funny that in another space, somebody was talking about your new toy and my description. I think that's
That's amazing.
But
This means, Leo, we're Web3 famous, like J-Ron is.
I think your music stick is at least famous.
Ozzy, this thing doesn't look like a music stick. The one you sent me, is that what you're talking about? The little
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Yeah. So when Leo calls it a music stick, it's really like a little pad with dials and lots of plugs.
Yeah, it's what they call a MIDI in the music speak DJ stuff. It's a MIDI controller essentially. But
it looks like a little mixer or amp or preamp thing. Yeah.
And you have all those cables, or do you just need one
No.
cable to connect to your phone?
So depending on how you're using it, so I've got it set up so my laptop has the music playing. That 3.5 runs into the Roland Pro Mix, and then I've
Cool.
got it.
Yeah.
The Pro Mix also has to be powered, so it's connected to USB power, or I could use batteries. Then
Right.
you've got a line cable that goes to your phone, but because basically now your phone is connected to a box, you also plug in your headphones into the box as well.
Right. So it's essentially, I mean, you need the source, the music source, which is a computer, as also power as well. Okay, got it. Because I looked at all these things, and it was yes. And of course, if you have a proper mixing deck, you could put it in there as auxiliary. Yada yada yada. Um,
Exactly.
okay, good,
I'm
good.
I'm not using half of the features. Like it's got
Yeah.
three-quarter inch inputs for like guitar or bass or stereo input, and an XLR slot for a professional mic. Maybe I'll get one in the future. And I haven't tested. I mean, I haven't done this yet, but I know I can also. I don't need the laptop. I could use two phones and play music on one phone,
Oh, well, yeah.
while in the space in the other.
If you got the right cable, and do you like touching the knobs and turning the knobs?
It is fun and pleasing, but for the most part, I want to leave them where they're at because otherwise it's annoying. Either it comes through distorted, too loud, or too loud in my ears, or
Hey, I could tell a couple of times yesterday when you were fucking with it because I was like, oh,
I know, yeah.
it was perfect, and then now it's shit. I wish you would quit messing with it. No, no, no.
I fixed it today. I spent some time in a
I,
space by myself,
I figured
just
it would take you less than a day or two to get it completely dialed in. It's so funny, but but I'm familiar with the Mackie boards and all of that. I just like calling it a music stick. What
I
what
like that too. It makes
what's
it sound
is
more
the
magical.
oh yeah, what is it, a Roland? Is that what you said?
Yeah, a Roland Go Premier. I'll pin it up top again. It's funny, I pinned it up top in your space yesterday, but the space rug drawer closed like a minute or two later.
What, yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh well, that was like it. I was checking. It was like 10 o'clock or something. The guys at the job site were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But
That's great.
they don't understand it, But they know something's going on, and I really like it. That's all they know.
You know what little gadget I got, which I was using when I was doing some DJing, strictly amateur, let's say low effort. It's a little gadget called Icon, and that does sort of look like it's a bit bigger than a USB stick, and it's got just three inputs. Well, one is an output with a small plug, so you can put that into your phone or the sound of a computer, and then the other side you put in the cable to the mixer, and then it's got a jack for headphone. So I was using this little gadget rather than carrying around, as long as the venue had a mix deck and all that, a proper deck, then that's how I was connecting. I played a few gigs. My longest gig was 6 hours, and then we got shut down by the police because you're not supposed to make noise on the beach after a certain hour.
I love the idea that you hosted a party that got shut down by the cops. That's amazing.
I think
It
that's
was awesome.
yeah, that is awesome. We're gonna retell that story when the room fills up. Well,
Oh,
Jay Ron,
you remember to record this time. Nice.
I just
Very, very,
I
very
barely.
quickly. That's the music stick up top, but I'll remove that tweet in a second because we need the room tweet for everyone to retweet.
But I definitely want to retell the J Ron DJ J Ron gets boosted by the cops on the
Oh,
beach.
definitely. It was. I'll happily tell you the story because there's much more to it, and some of it was definitely not low effort and very funny as well. I
Well,
think.
I think we're gonna say let's save that. Let's save that for till we get some more people. We'll have to get like 15 or 20 people before
For
we tell.
sure.
Creation, how's your morning going, brother?
You say comfort?
I meant comfort. I might have said creation, but I was looking at his thing and said the wrong word. But comfort, how was your morning doing?
What's up, gents? I just left the gym, got the brain bubbling with big ideas. Um, I've been thinking about J. Ron's low effort movement, and it takes me back to this thought about flow states, like ephemeral flow states that are kind of measured by increased dopamine, anandamide, serotonin, norepinephrine, all these neurochemicals kind of swirled together in a cocktail to shut off that prefrontal cortex. It's kind of what happens with professional athletes. They get into the zone. Uh, Dancers, freestyle rappers, jazz musicians in the pocket. Sometimes us when we're speaking, when we're vibing, and the time slips away and it's 10 a.m. already. Those are kind of trademarks of these flow states. But in these flow states, they talk about this sense of timelessness, selflessness, richness, and then most importantly, effortlessness. And so thinking about J-Ron's low effort movement, you know, gives me this type of sense, that I want to continue to curate these conditions that are conducive to producing these little drops of flow in my life so that I can have this effortless feel as I'm walking through this seamless world.
I love it, brother. And I think the same way. And if we can just get it in our lives from 6 to 9 instead of 10 or whatever it turns out to be, I like the flow. And here's the thing: when you're doing something that you love and you're working in something that you like, uh, I think time melts a little bit. I think that's what Dali was talking about with a bunch of his shit. Was, you know, time is a construct that we created, so it only makes sense that we would be able to control it. You know, I like the idea of 1,000 lifetimes, held in a moment. Like, there's a couple of things in literature where it talks about that, where people go and live lives. It's kind of like a dream, right?
To
But
to see heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in a moment, and eternity in an hour.
yeah, it's somebody described eternity too, like if it were a bird and he were flying to the. It was a hummingbird, a small bird. A hummingbird flies to the moon and chips a little tiny sand pebble and then flies it back. And once he's done that 3 times, it's the beginning of eternity. Back to Earth, back to the moon, back to Earth, back to the moon, and so forth. But but yeah, man, I think that time is it's interesting. One of my favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and put my geek hat on, but one of my favorite Star Trek: The Next Generation episodes is when Picard is zapped by this probe. And I used to could remember the name of the episode, but basically he goes and lives a whole life and has 2 or 3 kids and all this kind of shit, and he experiences this other culture, and then but all the while he's literally still on his ship. It takes like 5 minutes, but it took him like 50 years, and then he wakes up, and it's interesting. But good morning, everybody. Martech, Ox Professor,
Yeah.
everyone, Crotus Balls, crazy ass Sonic, and Sparky.
Yo, Leo. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Just dribbling on about time and crazy shit like that. What are you doing?
Just woke up, got the coffee poured, and tuning into Leo's digital renaissance.
I love it, dude. We're so glad to have you and every one of y'all. And Comfort, tell us what you think, brother.
Sorry for hogging that mic real quick, but I just wanted to add to what you were saying about that sense of time. The other day, Sonic was telling us about his dream, and I was reflecting on how I lived in the dream for so long that I shaved my beard off to the point where I woke up the next morning. I was like flabbergasted that it was still there. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is what I look like with my beard on. Um, but back to those flow states, that sense of timelessness I was talking about. Um, they say that we are more like colanders and less like chalices, so that today it's easier than ever to get all jazzed up, to get high off of these particular activities, exercises, bondage, and cute conversations that we're having, but we don't retain it. it slips away throughout the day, be it to hedonic adaptation or just the nodding recognition and the non-existence that is our everydayness for most folks. But I was thinking, what if, with training like running, at first you can only run like a around the block, but then you're running half a mile, then you're doing a marathon. Next thing you know, you're sailing around the world. The point being is like, what if we could train ourselves to persist in these flow states more frequently so that we are able to glean some of that insight and bring it back into the workplace, into the everydayness, into the muggle struggle, so to speak.
So basically, what you're saying is you want to turn on the record button and save it and be able to use it, as opposed to it coming and then going.
100%. Like most artists do, we swim in the same waters as the mystic and the madman. We just glean something of significance and reverence, bring it back to show the tribe and be like, look what we found in the mist. It was crazy. Look what it mattered. And that everybody uggs about, and then we continue forward safely.
The funny thing is, the ugging about is what the mob does. We've seen in the last couple of years and in our lifetime what a damn mob can do. They can smear shit on the Capitol, they can burn down towns, and the mob is never right. Like, whatever side it's on, you want to be a critical thinker and think for yourself and not not be a follower, but somebody that can lead, like J. Ron. Please tell us.
Hello, this is Jaron speaking. Comfort, I had a thought and I was wondering if you'd be open to maybe a little collaboration, work with me on putting the mission, vision, and so on about the Wandering Sailors project into words, as you are a consummate wordsmith and I value your literary opinion. And not to get all mushy, if you're open to that, we can DM and set up a time, and I think it would just be absolutely fantastic.
100%, brother. That's like the whole reason why I'm in this space, is to be able to talk to as many people as possible, to work with as many people as possible, to help shape these narratives and lend my talents, where they're needed. Just as like I have to call on particular devs and contract analysts and things like that, and a brick and mortar financialist to get my ideas going. It takes a team, and I would definitely be honored to help you with that.
Fantastic. I'll reach out. I really appreciate that. Myself and I see OX Professor is in the room. Could I bring him up as a speaker as well, Leo?
And I love to hear him speak. Please do that. And yeah,
Okay,
that's what
that's
I
good.
and that's what I love is the organic nature of the two of you coming together and sitting here for a couple of weeks and realizing that you want to collaborate. Like, literally, that is the power that we have in Web3, is that we build a community of like-minded individuals and people that respect one another. Of course they're going to work together on different things. Like, that's straight fire. Martek, what you got, baby?
Yeah, anyone got any input on the new trend now? Everyone's running around with their PFPs blacked out.
I have not seen that. Pray tell. Like, that's a movement, a thing? Is there something behind? I mean,
I think it's
how
all.
long
I
for?
think I'm sorry, Leo. I think it's all spawning from this whole rider rips. It's kind of one of the knock-on effects or something like that. But I've jumped into a few spaces and I've seen blacked out PFPs, and I jumped into a space last night and just heard a guy going on, yeah, man, I'm, that PFP thing, that's whack now. I'm onto the net. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well,
Anyone got any input on that?
I haven't seen it, but that's pretty funny if that's the case. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but you wouldn't be surprised, would you?
Bloody hilarious. I'll tell you what, you jump into some of them spaces, even the ones that are like, talking about rider rips and all that kind of stuff. It's like some of the rhetoric that's being exchanged. It's like there's a lot of smart idiots out there, I'm sorry.
Hi, that was really funny. I love that. Smart idiots. Martek, a little chime in here about that. Several months ago in the sketchy community, we have a what you call like a little alpha chat as well. And then one of the people introduced us to a project called Not Banksy, and Not Banksy released a collection where the initial holding picture was blacked out, something to that effect. I don't know if Comfort was there as well. And so a bunch of them started to put, as a nod to that, some blackout, what do you call it? Sorry, PFPs. But what this collection has done is people minted several months ago, and slowly they are revealing. So you never know what you're going to get or when you're going to get it. You just hold it. And yesterday they minted out, from what I understand, they minted out something called Anomaly, also about 3,000 pieces, and it's just got a flashing image. And then slowly over time, it'll, reveal. I snagged three for around $20 on OpenSea, and I'll just put them eventually in my hidden folder and leave them until they start to reveal. And it's fun because you never know what's going to reveal. Of course, Not Banksy was a lot of Banksy inspired images. Some were static and some were animated or moving. So that's what I know. It could be completely, with that crew, those people, it could be something completely different as well, up to interpretation.
And that's interesting because, like, obviously there's a set of people that have taken that and flipped the narrative on it, and, like, now, rocking a PFP is whack. I
Yes, as
mean,
if they invented the concept, or
right,
yeah.
right,
Anyway,
right. I mean, I love my NFTs. I love my PFPs. I put them on like I'm wearing sneakers. Every time I go into a different room, it might be a different one that I'm rocking. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and like people get to
Martek,
identify you
I've
by
changed.
that.
I've changed my profile picture twice in this space alone.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's
You know what's
like,
funny?
hey,
People, the little picture is just for you. Like, the reality is, what you're buying is stock in a company. All these are startups, basically, and you are betting on whatever startup you hold deeply. That's your team. That's who you're rolling with. The bullshit on the screen and the little PFP, like, that's literally, I mean, that's so inconsequential in what we're doing here. But I don't know the story. Like, I was actually, yes, Grayway, getting wood yesterday when you told the little controversy piece, and I literally heard the end of it. But somebody had some butthurt feelings about something, and somebody made somebody mad, and it seemed very juvenile, like the concept of people being upset about the pictures. But I don't know the story, so there may be some legitimacy to it. But it sounded like everybody in here thought it was bullshit.
I guess the Web 2 equivalent would be like if we all had in our profile picture like a logo for stocks we'd invested in, like Apple or Windows or Tesla or something, or
Exactly.
just
That's exactly.
stock certificates. The tribalism around what PFP you wear to begin with is hilarious, and this is just flow on of that, right? Like it's just a
absolutely.
representation, like whether you own it or you don't, like it's just a little button
It's
to
gone
signify
to
you.
absurdity, don't you think? To the
Well, it's a
level of,
badge. Absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, you can, I guess, elicit responses from people depending on what you're wearing. Uh, some might find it offensive, some might, like it or whatever, or maybe use it as like proof of membership in one of those more exclusive type, communities. But end of the day, it's just an image, people. It's funny to think that Twitter profile pictures have existed since what 2006 when Twitter like kicked off, but it's only in like the last 2 years that people have gotten all like tribal and cared about it.
It's
Yeah,
definitely,
tribalism.
I think it's cool that we're able to come in here and examine it and hold it up. to the Comfort scope and the Grayway scope and the J-Ron scope and the Ox Professor scope and see what we end up with. Supreme, tell me something good this morning, brother. Love hearing from you.
I was just going to ride on what Ozzy was saying. And, your NFTs or your BFPs can act as a form of a badge of honor, so to speak. So it works both ways where it's good and it can be a bad thing. But that community is what really makes, it's what it's all about. So
I agree 100%. And I think that with the supreme tribalism and you hold on to anything too tight, it turns grotesque. There's a thing that my wife loves. There's a poem about that, but or a short story. But yeah, man. I also think that you lose as a businessman. Like if I was just Crow Maxi and was like, screw every other chain. They're a bunch of crooks and losers. Uh, you know, you cut yourself off from potential markets and potential gains. And usually, when you think you've got it figured out 100%, you're an asshole. Like you really need to realize that you don't have it figured out, and you probably need to be open to new ideas because you cut yourself off otherwise. Slavic in the house. What's up, my brother? Fruit Nation.
Fruit Nation, Grand Rising, everybody.
How are you, brother?
Doing well, doing
Rising
well.
Slavic.
Slavic, hey, what's going on, bro?
Living and loving, man. Just another day at the farm.
I wish you a fruity day.
I wish you a fruitastic day, J-Ron.
Hey, look, J-Rod, I think we are now ready for the I'm Mixmaster J-Ron, and I got busted on the beach by the cops story.
Okay. However, just prior to that, I would like to request a subject matter to discuss, and that is chasing so-called influencers on Twitter for recognition of some sort for projects. I think that would be a great subject for us to discuss.
I agree,
I think that's
J-Ron, because
I,
I noticed you following me around, J-Ron, and so I would like to get to the bottom of it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's cut to the chase. Are you chasing Ozzy around because of his music stick, which we haven't heard from today?
Yeah, I want to touch his music stick one day.
I figured that's what it was. I could feel that. I didn't know for sure, but I don't think you're alone either. Like Ozzy's music stick is famous, like Twitter famous. It's probably more famous than he is.
Hey, and Leo, talking about music, if you don't mind, I'm actually a producer and artist, along with many other things. And if you don't mind, I'm going to post one of my music videos up to the Jumbotron.
Dude, I would love to see it up there. Wouldn't be happier with anybody else's music video. And how about speaking of music videos, before we get into J Ron's topic about clout chasing influence people, um, can you play us something good and cool?
Give
You
us some
talking to
of
me?
that funk.
Oh, he wants the funk, does he, Slavic?
We want the funk.
I'll be
Hey,
honest. Up until now, the only reason it hasn't been used is because I'm not connected to it right now. But I'll just swap over and I'll dial up the funk for you.
hey, and here's the funk that I want to hear. I got some specific funk just from yesterday, and I know we played a little bit of the flashlight, but let's hit them with the Parliament.
Yes, sir. That's their funk right there, baby.
Yeah, because we were talking about it, and what's her face? Star Boss brought it up after one badass, Curtis Lowe request. And then my wife told me later that day, she was like, you realize when they were talking about Parliament, you have your old ass holy Parliament t-shirt on. And I thought that was kind of cool.
No, you were wearing it?
No shit, right?
What the fuck?
That's what I'm telling you, dude. I think we're swimming in the right direction.
Burning down
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yo, dope, 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 dope. But like, yeah, I pinned that to the top of the jumbotron anytime you guys check it out. And also, I uploaded the video to Contentos. I think we were talking about that the other day, which is the blockchain YouTube. So yeah, check it out when you get a minute, guys. That is actually me. I also go by the name of producer and artist UK Rebel. I got so many I got so many nicknames out there, one for each of my companies and stuff like that. But that's the way it is. Like, I think diversification is the key to progress. So I've got 5 IRL companies actually, all monetizing, and I'm trying to bridge the gap with each company into the Web3 DeFi space. So that's what's up.
I love it, Martek. I love it. You were always giving us a good market update. I love the entrepreneurship. I I appreciate that as well. I will also I have a couple of irons in the fire, as they say. Um, I will tell you this. I think that from that you have to fashion them to where they complement each other, because what happens sometimes, at least with me, is that I get spread so thin that I feel like sometimes I would be better served if if I had less. Like if I focused on a couple as opposed to, it's all a strategy play, right? Like there's a million plays out there. There's a million ways to skin a cat. But yeah, man, I appreciate the shit out of you always coming in here, dropping some knowledge, and I love the. We had a discussion, if y'all weren't in here not too long ago, about the blockchain YouTube and Consentos. I think, is that right? Consentex.
Contentos.
Contentos. I was close. But yeah, man, that's definitely something that the people need to check out. It's cool that you're already doing it and publishing there. Uh, I know we have our corporate meeting at DAMG uh, coming up, and that's been a topic of conversation in terms of ways to expand. The whole point is to creep out into the different spaces and Web3 and help develop it. And I think that anybody that looks into it and starts putting content out, or anybody that's a content creator, should do themselves a favor and check it out and just see where, you know if they can find a new space to put their material out there, for sure.
Yeah, and I think the great thing is you can actually take that music video and mint it into an NFT, like one-stop shop, instant monetization. Like, I think it's quite amazing as far as like, and I love to early adopt technology. Do you know what I'm saying? I really like to be like, first to the table. First to the table gets to see a wider menu. I don't, do you know what I mean? Like, you come in late, everything's been picked over, and like, you're just left with celery sticks kind of thing.
Oh no, 100%. The last one at the buffet usually gets the smallest plate, for sure. And it's also cool to see a thing develop from its infancy to to where it ends up going. But to switch it back, I totally want to hear the J. Ron Beach story. So I also want to get your take, Martek and Gray, about. Well, J. Ron, you proposed the proposition to discuss. Basically, what you're saying is reset. I don't want to reset it for you.
Yes, hello, this is Ozzy. J-Ron, do you read?
Hello, testing. This is J. Ron. I am speaking. Hello.
Received. Over and out. Thank you. You may proceed.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, here goes the story. Several years back, I was bringing artists to Israel. I managed to do 2 events, both epic, low effort, mostly disaster, which was fun. One of the venues that we were scoping out was a place called Bamboo Village, and because I'm generally doxxed, I don't care. You can look it up. If you don't trust anything I say, you're welcome to Google that on the Google machine. So Bamboo Village is on a nice beach down the road from me, and it's kind of a wedding venue and a weekend club space. Um, and they've got beautiful, chairs on the beach and palm trees. And there's a surf club. There's winds. No, what's it called? All sorts of water sports goes on there. They have surf clubs, surf schools for the kids in the summer holidays, and so on. Anyway, long story short, they requested me to play one day, and I was supposed to just play 1 hour with the other DJ, and almost 6 hours in. The thing is, on the beach, that area, you generally, unless the local council have been informed that there's an event or something, you can't play music after 6 o'clock. Depends on whether it's inside out. It's stupid. Maybe a bit of underhanded nonsense with the local police. Who knows? Anyway, I'm playing, and I put on some really good jams because I also had this group of DJs, and I had a mobile app for them, and we used to do bookings for them, and then also every week we would put up several original mixes on Mixcloud, and we had about 12,000 followers there, and it was like a hobby sort of thing. So I'm busy playing, and there's a group of women, they're getting totally sozzled. I'm talking, to the max. And of course, drinking in the sun, right? It's going to amplify. So this one woman, and she was from Eastern Europe, from what I can understand. Maybe, yeah. And she starts dancing around. They had built a tent, right, for the summer season, and she was dancing around the one pole, and the pole moved, and the entire tent moved. And then they told her to stop doing that, so she stopped that. And then she came up on the DJ podium, and she started dancing around me, and very, very close. She was doing a
Now
combination of,
it's good. Now the story's getting good,
yeah.
people. Here we go.
She was doing a combination of twerking and falling on her ass, which I'd never seen before, and some weird acrobatic moves as well. And I'm trying to DJ. I'm focusing on the music because I'm an amateur. I'm looking at all the knobs and fiddling with everything and trying to listen to the music for the next track and so on. So it was very funny. And I told the other DJ, like, can we get rid of this woman? Tell her to go away. And she wouldn't. She went away, and then she came back anyway. And we were really having a good time, and I was enjoying it, going on several hours, and I'm just a rank amateur. And then the police arrived, and they asked us very politely to turn the music down and or shut it off. The owners spoke with them. Eventually they left, but it's a typical thing on the beaches. It's so far away from. I mean, it's not that far. It's less than a kilometer, but music travels, I guess, with the sound, the wind, whatever, and it's a pity. But yeah, that's what happened, and
That's
I
a
don't know
great
if it
story.
was really exciting.
I love the fact that she would not let go of J. Ron's music stick. See how that works?
Yeah, she was all over there, and it was fun. Of course, it was great ego boost, but at the same time, it was aggressively. She was aggressive with me, and I'm such a low effort guy. So anyway,
I,
it was
I,
funny.
I,
You had to be there. That's the end of that.
what do you think about that, Ox Professor? What do you think about that story?
Hey, what's up? Sorry, I got a couple of phone calls and
Oh,
yeah.
no sweat, brother. We're glad you. I just thought that that was a crazy ass story. I kind of wanted to get your take on it, but yeah, we're glad.
Yes,
We're glad everybody's here. Gray Way, how was your morning going?
thanks, bro.
My morning is good. It's good all the time, man. How y'all doing?
Oh man, we are doing great. We are having fun listening to crazy ass J. Ron and comforting the boys, and Martech, and Ozzy's hitting us occasionally with his music stick. You don't have a song you want to hear, do you?
Who, me? No.
No
Hey,
request. Hey,
but
look,
before you get into your DJ skills, I've been meaning to ask you, did you ever get your staking barn squared away so you could claim?
no, I got 4x that I've created versus what I've even got in there. It's literally like I'm trying to get my
Sitting
computer.
there unused.
Yeah, no. I have 4 times. I got 4x in the unclaimed versus what.
So what you're saying is you could increase your stake by 5 times with 2 clicks, and you
Oh, I
haven't done that
totally
yet.
would. I would do it immediately if for whatever reason, and I've got a couple of other janked up situations that I'm gonna have to pay Ozzy.detective.eth to figure out and help me fix as well. So yeah, but that's a personal problem I have. Or
I
you deal
got you.
with.
Hey
I'll help you
Leo,
out later.
hey
Yeah,
Leo, check out the irony. Just as I finished speaking about Contentos, I get a notification and I sent it to you in your DMs. The shit's up by 11%. So hey, I'm off to a good start, man. It's a good day. That positive energy paid me back instantaneously.
how about that?
That's crazy.
Believe that shit. Like, and if you think that little example and him laughing his ass off and that shit's made up, it ain't. Because you are going to get reaping and sowing, people. We say it every week, reaping and sowing. You are going to get out of the cosmic ground what you put in it. And if you're putting bad will and ill will and shit, and this guy's a scammer and that guy's a scammer and fuck this guy and fuck that guy, that's exactly what you are going to get a whirlwind of. But if you're out here like Martech trying to love on the people in a couple of different spots and a couple of different chains and a couple of different ways and dropping knowledge and creating and hustling his ass off, I'm gonna tell young hustler he might have somebody that's competing for his moniker.
Nah, I'm not that young. I'm not that young. I could I could probably be his dad, bro.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it, brother. I'm in the old crew as well. But seriously, Comfort, tell us something beautiful.
No, I was just going to comment on a seamless sense of synchronicity that tends to permeate itself. Like you said earlier, it's like this and this, it just means we're on the right way. It's these illuminescent breadcrumbs of seemingly distant things coming together in this cool intersectional way that's almost serendipic, right? You're finding what you need where you least expected it. And that stems from this notion of, we have paranoia, which is like everything's coming to get us. But there's another concept that I like to try to nurture in my own life called pronoia, in that the universe is conspiring in my favor. If only I put on my boots and do the work. If I chop the wood and fetch the water and am mind filled during said situations, when I hit my artwork, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm diving right into the ethos and I'm coming back, and that's enhancing the chopping the wood and the fetching the water. And then it is that 10 years to an overnight success, like the spring, little by little, and then all at once. So it's really cool that y'all continue to just bring up those notes of synchronicity, as they are very helpful as a guide stone in this mired, sea that we're in that's just, besieged on all sides. But, there is a way forward, and together it's a lot easier to see it.
Yeah, with you. I I appreciate the fact that we get to chop it up and figure it out together. You know what I mean? Like it's the collective. There's some power to that. It's not everybody thinks the same way. Not everybody's gonna be on the same page. But I can tell you this: your why is important because if your why is about you, then you've limited your ceiling. But if your why is about us, then that totally changes the game. And I know that some people on their path are still scared about running out of whatever it is that they need. But at some point, you have to realize that it's not about you. And we talked about it yesterday. And I literally, like I told you, I was like, I'm gonna tell them again that I told you this, but I talked with the counselor yesterday, and I told her, I said, she was impressed that we were talking about subconsciously lying to ourselves yesterday. So give yourselves a pat on the back for that. But yeah, I think when you stop doing that, it's when you start realizing that your efforts should not necessarily be just for you and even yours, but for the unknown. And that's tough. But I think that's where we all win. It's when consideration turns from selfie nation to um, wag me.
100%. Um, it's when we are by ourselves, it's when we get kind of locked into that limited viewpoint of the world. You need your boys to kind of bust on you if you're trying to stick your tongue to a frozen light pole, right? So that you don't make the mistake. You need the tribe. If the tribe's built in a good way, there is like an example. It's like the 100 monkey hypothesis or something like that, where it's like a room full of apes and there's a ladder in the middle. And there's a set of bananas at the top of the ladder. They go up to the ladder, they get shocked, and then one by one they learn not to touch the ladder. And then over time, they take one of the monkeys out and put a new one in. Well, the other monkey that's new is like, oh shit, banana at the top of the ladder, goes to touch the ladder. And as soon as he goes to touch the ladder, the other monkeys come and beat it up. And then so it's like, okay, I'm not touching the ladder. And they take each monkey out, replacing them over time. So eventually, all the monkeys in the room are new monkeys, but they have all been beaten down for going to touch the ladder. And they don't know why they've been beaten down for trying to touch the ladder. And they've been shocked each time, right? And so after they move that group out, and there's a whole nother group in who've learned this behavior, they then don't even look at the ladder at all. And that type of priming, that social priming used in that disciplinary way, helps safeguard us, right? But it's like when we champion that type of social priming, that put the team on the back, the team's lifting you up as you're lifting them up, as you're like running towards the championship, the goal line, the 1000th goal, break records, it pulls to that testament of what it is to be humans, this creature that is this defecating bag of meat that's so godly that it engenders cell phones and space shuttles and autonomous rockets that can land and products that open up technosocial wormholes to connect us in unprecedented ways that we have never seen, at least at this go round in our lives. um, I can't speak on Age of Aliens and all that. Just kidding. Um, but it's with the beauty in these processes, these conversations, holding these necessary spaces that this technology I feel will continue to flourish and unfurl in a truly Renaissance-esque way. That as many people as possible can be positively infected with this throughout their lives, so that the new definition of a billionaire hopefully comes to be he or she will positively influence the lives of over 1 billion people. And in doing so, you will have saved the world, changed the world, got enough Lambo money for generations to come, and will have hopefully saved us from ourselves.
100%. Exactly. I love the new billionaire concept. I've heard you say that before, and that is something that I could get behind, and it's exactly the point I was trying to make. Um, but yeah, then we get to the point to where we realize that we all have enough for everyone. That's when I want to see what happens. I hope I live long enough, or at least in our little space, maybe we can figure that out. Which is, what do you do when you make it? What do you want to make? What do you want to create? What do you want to be when you grow up? What is it? If I took the money problem off your hands today, Ozzy, let's say, Ozzy, I said to you, all right, here's, more money than you make in a decade, right? So clearly, at least for the next 10 years, your money situation is solved. What would you do? I challenge each one of you to answer that question for yourselves. Like, it's not an easy one. You think, oh, I know what I do. I sit on the beach with Leonardo. We'd be sticking flounder and going fishing and talking shit and running up and down the beach and looking at wild horses. And that's great. That sounds like a good idea. I'm not opposed to that being the answer, but I think we all need one because there's the finish line, there's the end zone, there's where we want to get to, which is what can we think of? What are we good at? How can we help 1 billion people? What does that look like?
If
If that
if,
if that was
if
your
money
goal,
wasn't an object, I'd still be chatting with all of you right now. I would just be in a much bigger apartment with a much better view while doing it.
see, I'm not sure that that's not squandering your talents, Ozzy. See, if you said like you were going to create, some music NFT that was going to change the world, that's what I'm looking for, brother. I'm kidding. Um, I'd be buying some fruit farmers, baby. That's what the hell I'd be doing. How about that?
I'd mint them out. If I had a couple of $1 million, I would just mint them out. Can you imagine?
I love the fruit, baby. Comfort, tell me something.
Oops. Alan Watts, he tackles this problem in one of his lectures where he's like, what would you do if money wasn't an option? If you didn't have to work to live, what would you do? He said, after you've gone on your trips, you've bought your things, you bought more things, you bought your friends things, you bought family. What would you
You
do
bought
after
all
all that?
goodbye. Yeah, yeah. I left that part out. You're right.
He says, after all of that, what you would do after you've done everything. He said you would get back to doing whatever it is you were doing before someone came along and convinced you that you needed to work this way to live. And that was such a profound thing to me because he's trying to talk about a deep sense of play and this deep sense of reverence in the world where we're not just like stomping through the high grass, but we're finding ways to kind of work with the world, to be with it and of it as we have come of it as an apple has from a tree, you know, and to get away from this stuck sense that it's just from the wash tub to the wash tub, right? You know, that's all life is this here kitty kitty moment of advancement and success till you hit the grave, you know, and the whole way through you were supposed to dance, you're supposed to play, not in the childish sense of play because we kind of demean the word child, you know, as to being, you know, inferior to our adult selves, but it's that sense of innocence, awe, and reverence with the world that kind of gets us back in touch with our sense of divinity, with whatever universal constant you ascribe to, so that you don't spend a long life led in a miserable way. Because the Lambos at the end of the day are nice, but it's a postcard. It's not your why, you know, and it won't give you a sense of fulfillment. And a why to me is like a checklist that never gets finished, and it's okay, you know. It's to be in pursuit of perfection, knowing you can never get there and being okay with it because you've done your best along the way, you know, because you've become alive along the way, because you inspired others to come alive along the way, because the world doesn't need us to do all these things. It just needs us to come alive. And I feel like we haven't been living properly for so long that it has become difficult for folks. But these conversations, these digital bonfires, these are just a natural reaction I feel to some sort of like subtle subconscious, like pan psyche that the human has with relationship with our technology that allows the conversation to continue regardless of there not being a place for it in real life every day.
Are you trying to decalcify the pineal gland? Is that what's happening here?
Something like that, but with rudimentary mental exercise, being able to shift from narrow viewpoint perspectives to broadened horizons and back again.
See, now that sounds like we could totally make that a commercial. That's like we could totally put that shit out there. What you just said as a commercial, it would just be a shade more serious than I can't think of her name now, but J. Ron, save me from myself and my terrible analogy that I can't remember.
Well, it's really interesting that Comfort brought up Alan Watts because I've used him a lot in some of my music vids and stuff like that, content that I've done over the years. And it's also used in several mixes. I'd like to play this one I call it inspiration, but it's just a short one. Okay, is that right?
Yes, of
Yes.
course. It does sound very high effort, though. Good morning,
Better to have
Lionardo.
a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. And after all, if you do really like what you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is, you can eventually turn it on and you will eventually become master. The only way to become master is really with it. And then you'll be able to get a good feel for what it is. So don't worry too much. Somebody's interested in everybody's interested in better to have a.
Anyway, that was that little bit of snippet. I often listen to him for, motivation, inspiration, and so on. Yeah. That reminds me, I have something. May I pin it to the top? With your permission, Leo, Nardo, and
J-Ron,
Osman.
if you ask for permission from the co-host spot one more time, we might have to take it away from you. Of course, man.
Well, normally he only pins it on his own page. Now he's doing it here up top, so he's got to ask permission.
Yeah, a
Please
bit
go
more.
ahead, my friend.
Takes a bit more effort. So yes, inspired by many people in this room, I today created another collection on my profile on OpenSea, and it's called Low Effort. The first two pieces are 20 pieces each, and it's got my new signature tag, which is thanks to OX Professor. We created a derivative of a punk with a hat, and in the hat is J. What am I? JR? Yeah, JR for J Ron. And anyway, it's a bit of fun that we're having with Low Effort, and then there's
Junior, I like that. Junior's a good one.
Junior Ron. Yeah, so that's up there as well, and then I've also changed my profile banner with a little sneak peek thanks to Professor and his wonderful art for our Wagme Goblin Girls. I mean, Wandering Goblin Girls. Thank you for listening. J Ron out. Let's discuss chasing clout.
I don't need to chase it. It comes to me. No, I'm kidding. Yamaza, what's good, man? I dig your weapons of women.
Bro, you see my boomer blades, bro? You wanna fuck with those?
Did,
I'll tell you.
did you see mine? I should put it back on.
Oh, I see it. I see squiggly swords. But my boomer blades
My
will fuck
whips.
you up, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
They're laser whips.
No, that ain't laser whips. Those look like squiggly swords, bro.
Your mother. What's up?
Leo, what are you doing, bro? Now you be flexing that legendary all day, every day. Let's
I
go.
know. It hurts me. It hurts me so much. I love it
Oh,
so much.
capitalist, you fucking pig. Sonic, good to see you. Love you, bro.
No,
Slavic, always
Morning,
looking Slavic as
Yamaza.
fuck. He's got a third eye. What am I seeing here? That's crazy. That's an evil eye, too? Wow, I'm happy about that. Yes, I'm here without my handler, so beware.
dude, I love it. I love it. I love your Mazda Unchained. Seeing we're recording too, so you're. I don't know what's going on with her.
Oh,
She.
shit. You got me good, Leo. You got me good. Oh,
You
man.
shouldn't have said anything, Leo.
Yeah, you should have said nothing. Still looking at squiggly swords and shit.
I love it, dude. No, I want everybody to know that I will not be using the recording unless it's really good and really compromising. That's the only time I would ever use it.
Right on.
No, it's probably
Let the
good.
F bombs
I
fly.
walked into the middle of comfort going off on one of these amazing philosophical
Yeah, you
rants. Do we
derailed
call
that
them rants?
shit
What do we call them?
instantly. As soon as I saw you, I was like, well, we're going to leave the seventh level now. We're coming back to humanity, baby. Knuckle dragon. See, that's what I love. I like having a foot in both of y'all's camps. Like, I got Yamazda, the grit of the city, and then I got comfort in the clouds, right? Shit is beautiful, people. I don't think y'all realize what we got here, damn it.
Yamaza
No,
brings the situation always.
Very situations.
you're exactly
Very
right there, Leo.
shitty.
The best spaces like have moments of seriousness and then moments of ridiculousness and then back and forth.
for whatever reason, I have to go buy a situation. So I can't do two things at once. So just y'all talk
Leo,
about. So
I bought situation.eth and for you and airdropped it to you like days ago.
oh, I know. I have the banner. I could basically sue J. Ron.
Are you talking about you're going into a real life situation right now? What's
We got a
happening?
situation happening right here, J. Ron, with your damn. And all I can do, I can smear your character with the fucking beach antics that you almost got arrested for earlier in your career. You've bucked the law.
Yeah. What happened, J-Ron? What?
Wait, J-Ron ran away from the police at boat?
He was
No. He
DJing and
was
he got
on the
busted.
beach. I think Yamaza missed the story, but basically, I'm going to retell the story really fast. So, J. Ron knew some people, and him and his DJ crew posse went out to this beach party. They were supposed to play for an hour. And 6 hours later, like SpongeBob, the fucking cops show up because people are like, "What the hell is going on over there?" But the best part of the story, and the part of the story that J. Ron remembers the most, was the crazy Eastern European hot ass chick that was so drunk she would twerk and bust her ass simultaneously going after J. Ron's music stick.
Wow. Jesus Christ, J-Ron.
Everyone's speechless now.
Hold on, did she get the music stick?
I don't think she ever got it. I think he was able to try to handle her with some of his other DJ buddies, but she kept coming back. She was persistent. And I think that the only reason she didn't get it were the local cops saved the day.
Now I try not to take advantage of women that are sozzled.
Wait, the cops saved the day by preventing it? All right. Way to go, J-Ron.
Shutting down the club, shutting down the music. Anyway, Yamaza, what are you doing today? What's happening in your neck of the woods?
Well, it's almost 7:20 in the morning, so that means my first alarm's about to go off to try and wake me up from work. I usually snooze that fucker and wake up at 8, but uh,
What do you do for work, Yamaz? I don't think I even know that. Are,
forgot about.
did you tell me that? Or
Wait,
you don't
hold
have
on.
to.
We got alarms going off like crazy here. I forgot. For some reason, 3 of them go off at once at 7:20. So I got fucking hit them real many times. I don't know if I did this on purpose to really wake up, but God, it
Is it
happens all the time.
yourself telling you that you? Is it yourself telling you like, look, you
Yeah,
asshole?
dude, I think I probably like right now I'm about to make that stop, but then at some point Jekyll comes out during the day and he fucking sets him back up again, and I don't know this is happening because of course, he's the other guy. And then I wake up in the morning every day and it's going off. It's going off again. Oh shit, I can't anymore.
I love that in my world, Yamaza, my day starts with you as in Jekyll mode, and then you go to sleep, and then the end of my day, like the non-Jekyll Yamaza wakes up.
Bro, yeah. I'm happy for you. So yeah, so did everyone ask what I'm doing? I'm just waking up, bro. Then I'm gonna shower. Then I'm gonna go to my work desk, which is over on the other side of my room, and I'm gonna work again. But apparently I have COVID, so that's fucking a thing.
What is
It
it you
sounds
do for
like
a
you're
job?
kicking COVID's ass, dude. It sounds like you. It sounds like you
All
don't
right.
have
Well,
COVID.
all right. So March 2020, we're in our office, and my boss goes, "What do you guys think of this?" I said, "I'm not scared of it because I know I'll be fine. But I know there's a lot of people that will not be fine, my brother and my mother included." So here I am 2 years later with a much dumbed down version of it. So gladly, but I feel fine. Um, Knock on wood, I don't typically get sick. If I get sick once a year, it's a thing. I haven't had I think I maybe had the flu once in my life, and I never get flu vaccine since I was a kid. So I don't know. We'll see how it winds up. But I think I'm a few days in now. But sleep is good.
Yeah,
Sleep
probably.
feels good. That's the only difference for me. Sleep feels like like when you're sick, you sleep well. That's what it feels.
Your body. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way. I don't get sick very often. I never take that flu shot bullshit. I never get the flu. And I literally had it for one day, I think. I'm not even sure I had it. I never, but it seemed like it was one day, one night of hard sweating, and that was it. And I was like, but I know that other people, it's killing people and it's a horrible thing, but it's interesting that it affects people differently.
Yeah,
But
very, very differently.
you probably got a couple more days. You probably be in the clear, dude.
Yeah, I know. I figure Saturdays when one of my buddies hit me up and he was like, "I feel like shit. I tested positive. You should get tested." And then our whole group that was together at NFT NYC tested. A few of us hit positive, few didn't. So, but yeah, and then like the symptoms range. Like the first person that told us he had like bad aches and was like in bed, and then all of a sudden I think yesterday felt better. But yeah, it hits everyone different. But this is like a dumbed down strain of it. It's a much weaker version than what we were dealing with a few years ago. So
Yeah, no doubt. I totally get that. But we're glad you're on the mend, and we're glad everybody's in here, and we are glad that we are alive and kicking today. I kind of wish you would hit us with another music track, Ozzy. I know that Comfort hit me up in the DMs about the Pixelated, and he was totally singing it all day. So I'd kind of like to put that musical splinter back in his mind, so we can
I
totally mess.
just want to play one of the tracks first. For those who don't know, this is the
What man?
Italia's Renaissance.
I got friends that you don't see. I can talk about them endlessly. I got friends that you don't know, from Sao Paulo to Tokyo. I got friends that you never met yet. I got friends on the internet. I got friends that you don't see yet. I got friends that don't with me.
All right, let me hang on. Where's my thing at? Let me hit up Sammy. There we go. Sammy, you there, mate?
Yes, sir. All right. I think it's time for a little music break. So this is a new song I just finished like probably a week ago, and I've been singing it on Twitter Spaces, and the love on it has been unreal, honestly. And I mean, it's been so crazy, like so humbling already, that I just said, you know what, screw it, let's make this the next one. So let's go ahead and sing it. 3, 2, 1, we leave from the universe. We never come back down to the earth. If we were in a video game, I'd give you my last life. No, I'm never looking away from your one-on-one design. Ooh, let's take a spin.
what the fuck just happened?
Oh, that was such a brutal cut. Oh my goodness, Ozzy.
Oh my god.
Ozzy, fix that music stick.
Yeah, you know what happened?
Music broken, dude. It was like we were all just grooving. My wife was grooving. We're all grooving, and all of a sudden, the harsh cut. I love it.
Yeah, dude.
You know what happened?
I was like, what just rugged?
My wife was over here crying for more. Ozzy, you're killing us. Hey, we love Ozzy people. That's the best sound.
New domain. 3, 2, 1, we leap in the universe. We never come back down to the earth. There's no way that we could fake it, even when it's pixelated. So when I touch reality, well, that won't ever change what it do to me. I can feel the love I'm making, even when it's pixelated. Baby, just picture your face when the lights go out. I always put you on display when I'm hanging around some digital crowd. Ooh, let's make a name around the blockchain, show 'em all we made. Ooh, pull me into a brand new place. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, we leap in the universe. We ain't ever come back down to the earth. There's no way that we could fake it, even when it's pixelated. So out of touch with reality, but that won't ever change what it do to me. I can feel the love we're making, even when it's pixelated. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can feel the love we're making, even when it's pixelated.
Woo, 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 woo! Woo, 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 woo,
That was so good.
woo.
Eso.
That
Thanks,
was
thanks,
really,
Sam.
really.
Throw
Thank you
some
so much.
throw some hearts up, guys. Come on.
So how will
I'm
pixelated work?
devastated. My Twitter updated.
I love the hearts. I love Ozzy's music stick being fixed. And yeah, dude, that sounds really, really good. However you got it set up, that's good. Comfort, what you got, brother?
Oh man, no, like I was telling you yesterday, Leo. I'm walking down Folly Beach, just singing this song at the top of my lungs, picking up trash. I don't know the words, so I sung it probably about 8 different ways. And my girlfriend, or my fiance, is looking at me like, "Please, please." I was like, "But babe, life's so much better when it's pixelated." She's like, "Get out of here. Go take your damn picture. Go pick up your trash."
Go pick up your trash. See, that's what my wife said. It's growing on her though, like kudzu. You know how that does in the South. I get her to listen to it. I don't know the words either, but I always just do the ooh ooh part and pixelated. I just say that over and over again. I just
Ooh,
that's,
ooh.
what I said. That's all I know too. But honestly, and I hope Yamaza did what I asked him to. If not, maybe Aussie did. But please, people, if you've not gone over there to Mint Sammy's deal, which is going on currently, it's pixelated.
And
He's
yeah, go to his
All right, it's
Twitter.
going up now. Sorry, I could only find his award one. I had to scroll forever, but it's the yeah.
Before the music rugged because I put my AirPods in and that connection's the wrong phone. So I'm gonna swap
so
phone.
you were
So
proven. We just weren't.
yeah, so I'm gonna swap phones so that doesn't happen again. So I'm just gonna bounce out. I'll be right back.
That's so great. But yeah, I think Yamaza's put it up top, people. But seriously, Sammy is. We all know him when he had met a girl back in the day. You know what I mean? And this is his follow up NFT, and it's banging. And he and Violetta both got nominated for the. There's also a way to vote for him too. There's like a current vote thing going on. I don't know if we can when we get.
That's I pinned that also.
Okay, I was going
So
to
the
say.
first one I pinned was the alert for being nominated, and you can vote there. If you have multiple email addresses, use them because I think you can only vote for one person at a time per day. So I did one for Sammy and one for V.
Yeah, no doubt. And that definitely is a way to be able to vote for both because we love them both. And so thank you for that, Yamaza. It's nice to be able
I hope
to go ahead.
my votes. One for you, one for you. Oh.
And we want to run both of their totals up. So it's really
What
simple. Like
what was Yamaza nominated for?
Yamaza wasn't nominated for nothing, but
22.
yeah,
Spirit,
you're
Spirit
right.
of Web 3.
What
Dude,
was it?
Yamaza's a beast. I give him a lot of shit, but just like I give Greyway a lot of shit, he's also a beast. But yeah, man, I want y'all to go. It's real easy too. All you do is you put your email in there, or whatever, and some fake name in your email, and just go vote for them. And it's a cool thing to have people that we saw from the beginning. Yamaza sent me some videos from NYC NFT, And it's so cool that you think about these cats. Some of these people are going to be around a long time from now. And you're going to look back and be like, remember when it was like, I had a video on my phone of those people that were like now super famous? It's, I think that's the thing.
Yeah, did I send you Josh also or no? Any Josh Savage?
Oh yeah, the Josh one was fire too. I think that's the last one that you sent me, but yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah, I missed the ability to record a lot of it because I had a space open with the apes, but I did get some good video.
So you were simulcasting.
Well, yeah, and then you can't video when you got this when you're talking in space, so it is what it is.
No, I get it. Let's see, I got somebody here coming up. I'm sitting here trying to do two things at the same time as well. Welcome everybody in the space. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your time zone is. We are glad that you are here and alive and kicking and have something to say. Please come up and grab the mic. We got a room full of beautiful people. I'm not going to try to go announce everybody, but we're glad every one of you is here. And if you do have something to say, please request from me or one of the co-hosts, the Honorable J. Ron. And I'm going to put this guy in if he'll do it.
What's up? I'm back.
We missed you.
Thank you,
You hear that noise?
Oh, Ozzy's back. Okay, fantastic.
G'day. How you going, everybody? Capitalist
CP,
here.
good mate. How are ya?
CP.
How you doing, mate? Oh, hang on. I've got to do this. I've got to just give J-Ron a high five there. There you go.
Hello, Capital. Nice to see you again.
All right.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Thank you very much. I was Ozzy offered me the mic request earlier, and I turned it on. And as soon as I did that, it killed my my stereo, the Bluetooth link to my stereo in my car. So I'm gonna have to just say good day and then go and listen on my drive home because my car stereo is doing some weird stuff. Like Twitter, when it connects, it connects as a voice call, so it mutes stuff instead of connecting as a I don't know. It's doing some weird shit anyway. So
No, you're exactly right. Yeah, you go from your device acting like it's streaming audio or playing YouTube video to actually being in call mode, and that's why it like wrecked it.
Yeah, it freaks out. So it's all good. But I gotta drive home. It's been a long day. I've just finished my seventh my last 12.5 hour shift for the week. That's that. 84 hours down. Woohoo.
Wow.
And now I get a week off. So hooray.
Nice one, man. Nice one.
Anyway, guys, continue entertaining me. I'll be in the back here. Yamaza, what's up?
When the hell
you not
did your week
entertained?
start that you've got this many hours in by Tuesday? What the fuck is going on?
It started on Wednesday, mate. It starts on Wednesday, finishes on Tuesday.
Oh my God, that's some crazy talk. I was like, this
12.5 a day.
has been working for 4 days straight in 3 days. It's insane.
Yeah, something like that.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, man. So now I get a week off and then I go back for a week of nights. Same deal, 7 days of 12.5 hours of nights. So it's whatever, but like, that's why I pop in and out, like, and I can DJ and hard in the night shift because I just stick my earbuds in and fucking listen while I'm doing stuff.
And what do you do for work, CP?
I'm a master mechanic, but I fix at the moment I'm doing I'm working on a mining gear, big Caterpillar dump trucks, quality American stuff. Yeah.
That's funny. You got the American stuff over there. Here we're starting to get the Japanese stuff. I saw these construction sites and all these Japanese machines, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah. We got the Jap stuff too. They've both got their goods and bads,
That's what I figured. Yeah. Now you're just reminding me when I asked you what you do that I think a bunch of people asked me what I did, and I started blabbering
and you avoided it. Yeah.
I started blabbering about some other shit that I don't even know what I was saying. squeezing
what do you do?
swords and J-Ron ears and shit.
We know you work from home.
Yeah, I work from home. I work in digital advertising, sales, and operations. So I'm basically a one-man digital advertising team for a website publisher. So I
In
sell
other
our
words, you
ads.
sell ads.
I sell our
You're an
ads.
ad man.
I sell our
Okay.
ads. I set our ads up. I manage our ads. I work with our SEO. I work with our dev team. I do everything.
That's my name, so ads. Well, that's what people call me. So you
What
can
they
sell
call
me
you?
anytime, baby.
Ads. Yeah, same
Ads.
as
Nice.
Rocks. Ads.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to flick to the listener. Well, I'm going to turn my mic off. You can kick me down if you need more spaces. But I'll enjoy my drive home. Stay crazy. Catch us.
Yeah, no doubt, dude.
You good ads, man. Take care.
Thanks for busting ass and being a badass out there, doing your grind and figuring out a way to still DJing. And I have to say that I like the bowler because that shit is dope with the glasses.
Yeah,
And
the cyborg guy. I got to buy more ETH, man. That's why I got to buy some ETH. I spent it all on NFTs. That's why I got to work so hard now.
Yeah, but then when you buy more ETH, you just spend it on more NFTs. Like,
exactly.
Then you're gonna be like, I need more ETH, but I spent it all on NFTs. Rinse and repeat, right? That's what I've been doing for months now.
Is that the ETH hamster wheel that you find yourself? We all find ourselves on. Is that what you're telling me?
It's a real thing.
Mate, that's exactly what it is.
Again.
Yeah, it's exactly what it
can't
is.
wait
So
to
it's
get on
like
the chain
I used to go see the dealer down the street. Now I just stay inside and buy NFTs. Yeah, it's fantastic. At least I got something to look at afterwards.
See, that's why people mess with the new people. They come in and they give them one. Hey, let me give you one of these for free.
Yeah, that's that's like that free dime bag. Oh, here's a free dime bag. See you
Let
never.
me hook your ass up.
That's what Auntie did.
First hit's always free. That's right. They know it.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm the dumbass. I fucking paid for my first NFT. What?
I did the same thing too. Yamaza, I did the same thing too. But
We
honestly,
ain't giving nothing for free.
but I turned it into some stormy weather.
Yeah, you did, you son of a gun.
Oh, people, beautiful people of the world of Web3, I am so glad you are here. We're telling ridiculous stories and telling a bunch of lies, and so don't listen to any of it. As my friend Sonic, who might not be here now, but he says, and I think we've actually bought this name for him. It's that is so awesome. I love the DAMG spot. I was like, what? Who is that? What's going on?
That's a great song.
Yeah,
by Freddie Mercury, right?
It's DAMG radio, baby.
Crow Radio.
Fantastic. DAMG radio. That's a new thing, people. How about that? But yeah, Capital. Ads. I love ads. I love the bowler, man. I got a bowler on the floor last week, and I was so fired up. But yeah, I love my Slavic with my mushrooms too, people. It's a great world out there in Web3, and we're all cruising it together.
I got a question. I've never seen a bowler wearing a hat. Explain this to me.
I think that's what they call the hat that he's got on Capitol. Is that not right? Am I saying that?
No, they definitely do. And if you've ever seen, I forget what cartoon it was, but the bowler hat man's chasing them. I think it might have been like The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right.
I don't know where I just pulled that shit out of my ass, but I think it really was The Incredibles. And
I think you might be right.
The bowler hat man's chasing them, and I'm like, bowler hat? Like, I've never seen a bowler wearing a hat. So, anybody know the
I
origin?
think it's a different kind of. I don't think it's the same bowler that you're.
I figured as much. But what the fuck?
Right, I have to turn my mic on. Can someone kick him out for telling dad jokes?
No,
What the?
dude, that's his shtick. If we didn't let him do that, Capital, what in the hell would we keep him around for?
No, but what the fuck is
No,
it? And
no,
then he makes fun
don't
of me.
kick him
I'm
out.
not
Just
joking.
slap him around a bit. Here, take that.
Where is
Whack.
it? Oh, slap, slap.
Take that. Fucking whack.
Slap you.
That's so funny.
Oh shit. All right, so nobody knows what the bowler hat is.
No, Greyway
I'll use the
probably
Google
does.
machine.
Greyway, will you tell him what the deal is, or do you not know? Let's see. I don't know the history of the bowler hat. Ozzy, where are you at? What? Let
I'm
me
right
look.
here.
Can do you know the
What's
bowler
up?
hat? Your
I do.
Mazda's got a question about the trait that Capitals adds this guy, and he's having an issue, and he doesn't
All right.
understand.
You ready? Originally
Oh, he went.
created by London hat makers Thomas and William Bowler. Boom.
There
Yeah.
we go.
All
Fantastic.
right. Now it makes sense, but I've still never seen a bowler wearing it. What the fuck?
See, Capital. As I thought he was legitimately asking the question, right? Like that's your Mazda's play on this. And see, now it's 7:43, and I'm still really comfortable, and I still don't have my boots on. Y'all gonna get me fired from my own company. Like I don't know how that works, but my wife just gave me the scowl a little bit ago. She's like,
But
"Yeah,
I'm sorry, I got to interject here. The authenticity of the bowler hat, the one in the collection, looks nothing like the authentic bowler hat, which is quintessential British. And many of the butlers wore them as well, and it became a thing. That's my bit. I don't know,
The
whatever.
Butlers, Mr. Belvedere did not have a bowler hat on, bro.
Yeah, but Mr. Butler, Mr. Belvedere was a figment of non-fiction, not fiction.
Oh God, amazing. He was totally fiction.
Oh, carry on, Leo. I'm sorry to have
oh
cut.
no. I'm glad that we got this whole bowler hat cleared up for you, Mazda. That's why. That's what we do here at the Digital Renaissance. We go back in time and we look out shit that's old, and we bring it back and we pull it off and we shake it up. All right, you Mazda.
That's it.
I
And we
kind of
ended
want.
up with some Violetta moonshot, huh?
Yeah,
Yep.
that sounds really good. Let's hear from V. Can we do that? That would be awesome.
We've seen our share of rainy days, but always knew the sun was never far behind us. We had our doubts, but kept the faith, and seems to me somehow our lucky stars did find us. Around the world and back again, all the places we have been, still it's always me and you. Now the curtain's coming down, but slip away and lose the crowd. I will sing that song I sung when we were young, just for you. My audience of one. It's getting late on memory lane. Wasn't it just yesterday we met each other? Those memories are melodies that whisper like the wind and echo like the thunder. Around the world and back again, all good things come to an end. In the end, it's me and you. Now the curtain's coming down, let's slip away and lose the crowd. And I will sing that song I sang when we were young, just for you. My audience of one, just for you, only you. My audience of one.
She's talking to me, everyone.
That was a
I
great
love it.
song, man. Love hearing
Um,
that one.
Yeah, Violetta, she is an angel. Let's back it up with one more from her. Let's see what I got here. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Here we go. Get your act together, DMG. Let's go. No, it's not my fault. It's OpenSea. So for those who don't know, that's Violetta from her Moonshot collection, which is on OpenSea, and here we go. And you can get it right now. The full price on that is 0.085. There you go. Original artwork by her dad, who was a Disney animator too.
I heard this song 1,000 times, always used to make me smile, thinking of you alone in my room. Now the song goes on and on, it makes me wanna cry. The words haven't changed, but they don't mean the same thing. Is this how it feels? Feels to be lonely, the sweet melody is killing me. Is this how it feels? How it feels to be lonely, lonely. Is this the hurt they sing about? Is this the silver lining to falling apart and missing the mark? Everything sounds different listening with my broken heart. The words haven't changed, but they don't mean the same thing. Is this how it feels? Feels to be lonely, the sweet melody is killing me. Is this how it feels? How it feels to be lonely, lonely,
Let's read the room, people. Hopefully this gives Leah enough time to get ready for work.
I only remember the memories I'm trying to forget, and singing the song now that you're gone finally makes perfect sense. The words haven't changed, but they don't mean the same thing. Is this how it feels? Feels to be lonely, the sweet melody is killing me. Is this how it feels? How it feels to be lonely? The words haven't changed, they don't mean the same thing. Is this how it feels? Feels to be lonely, the sweet melody is killing me now. Is this how it feels? Feels to be lonely, 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 lonely.
It's Britney, bitch.
Love it. Is that enough,
Wow, that
Shane?
was so good, dude. That sounds so much better than the bullshit we have been experiencing for 6 months on this deal. Like, sound quality wise, and like people, holy shit, that is such good music. Like, she is the bomb diggity. So if you don't know about V, go check it out. You might as well put a pin up top. Go vote for her and Sammy as many times as we can, and let's pump up for them because, man, they are some talented folks. And I'll tell you a funny story about Violetta if you don't know this, but this is one that she shared in this space, and she wouldn't care if I told it. So she was at this like VIP party thing. Her and Sammy were there, and she said she went to the restroom, and when she came back, like Sammy or somebody handed her this paddle.
Oh, dude, this is the best.
And so she's like, okay, cool. You know, she had no idea what was going on, and she was just playing around. And I know this sounds like one of those commercials or whatever, but she almost was like, yeah, man, hell yeah, I'll buy some shit, you know. And so she just raised her paddle when they were bidding, and the guy was like, blah, 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 doing this auction shit, and it was like 225 to the lady in the black dress, number 117, you know, because Violetta's just standing there holding this paddle up, right? And the best part was they go to her and they say, yeah, ma'am, you are the proud new owner of CryptoPunk number 713 or whatever. This is all made up number shit. People don't look at
Definitely
any
made up
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah,
What
made
a
up
crypto
numbers.
punk though. Oh my
Except
god.
for
Yeah.
the number he's about to tell you. That's not made up.
And it was $225,000, and her jaw hit the floor, and all her people were like, "Holy
Yeah.
shit, man! I know she's minting some stuff, but does she have $225,000?"
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were gonna say 225 ETH, which I guess is the same.
Wow. Yeah. So so they look at her and she's like, you know, basically like, no. And they're like, you were joking? And she's like, yeah. It's just fucking ridiculous.
what a great story! You know what I mean? Like that story is going to live on in infamy. I was teasing the shit out of her about that because she was telling it in one of her spaces yesterday afternoon after work, and it was so funny, and she was laughing, and she was like, "Man, I made a boo boo, a $250,000 boo boo."
$250,000. I love that.
Yes, and then they're like, the funniest thing was some of the people, like Sammy or somebody, was like, "Do you still have it?"
Yeah, I was about to say, Sammy asked her if she still had it in her wallet.
She was like,
Like,
"No, I
no.
didn't pay 225,000. Sammy, you crazy?"
Can you
But
imagine if it goes
but
full
that's
circle, right?
that's
Like
a
she
great
wins that
story,
award, and a few
right?
years from now, like there's a
Somebody gives
Grammy
it
for
to
like
her.
Web3
Yeah,
artist, and she's
yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna celebrate and go buy that crypto punk.
Right,
Let's
exactly. That
go.
would be. Now, that's a real cool ass full story. Yeah, no doubt, full scale story. But the other funny story that I heard from NFT NYC about our people, our musicians that are in our little family here is Sammy was telling this in a space, and he was saying that you know, they did their big show or whatever. I think your buzz was there, and like they they get after the show, they're like walking around the city and everything, and like everybody's just giving Violetta like all her flowers that she definitely deserves. And like, holy shit, Violetta, you did amazing or whatever. And then Sammy said that he was like chopped liver. Nobody even knew who he was. And then he told us he changed his clothes. So he got sweaty under the performance. So he goes and changes his clothes, and people don't know who the hell he is. But Violetta stayed in her black dress, and everybody remembered her, and they were like, "Oh shit!" And I told Sammy, I was like, "Dude, you need a better manager, and I could be security. You need to keep on your same clothes until you get famous enough for people to recognize your face."
That's the IRL equivalent of changing your profile picture.
He needs to
100%,
buy
dude.
a second set of the same clothes and just quickly jump into the clean ones that are exactly identical after the show. Right?
So
There you
I
go.
would like to
Now
say
you can be a
two
Exactly
things.
the same exact clothes that are clean after the show. See, Capital, that's exactly why we need you to have the mic, because that is sheer genius, people. That's genius. That's money right there, people.
And And while your mother's here, and we're on the topic of Sammy and Violetta in New York, courtesy of your mother
Oh,
via
God.
Twitter Space. Yes. Do you mind? Let's do this.
Yeah, do it.
Tough choice. I want to give a quick shout out to the apocalyptic ape community. You can't video and do this shit. They were the first community. Fuck yeah, Sammy. Oh, you guys are on Spaces. Yeah, I ain't playing around. Hey, what's up, crew? He's talking to you guys. He's talking to you guys. Reset the fucking room now, people. There's 56 people in this room. Why do I only see 5? Reset the room, ladies and gentlemen. I heard it here.
Where's Fitty?
Tweet that shit, Fitty. Yo, we're laughing about this shit, but this shit changed our lives. So we're very grateful. And,
Right, you guys get meta, girl. You can stay.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. She's putting
Okay,
this
now I get that comment. Somebody was trying to leave.
Was inspired by some beautiful women in the apocalyptic gay community. They joked around. They're like, "You should write a song for us, DJs." Our good friends Lisa, Joe, Catherine, Jillian. Y'all know who you are. And this song was born as a joke, and it ended up changing my life.
This was such a sick moment. Now Sammy's like 4 feet in front of me when this is happening, literally.
That's amazing.
A girl inside the metaverse, she pulled me out of earth like this. She got me spinning on my theory on.
My favorite part is how you can hear everyone singing along. Like, what an experience! I'm so glad that you shared that with us, your mother, by the space. But I'm equally as jealous that you were actually there in person. Maybe not the COVID part, but
well, yeah, I know. But the best part is like who those people were that were singing that shit. Like it wasn't just random people, you know. Like these are other like people that everybody knows here from Spaces and other projects, like founders of projects, you know, New Future Things crew, like a lot of crews were there. That's who you're hearing sing this stuff.
That's dope. I don't want to give anyone any Sammy Arriaga blue balls. If you do want me to play Meta Girl, I can, but I can play the non-live on space version, so it doesn't sound as I don't know. I don't know.
Play
Like
it.
just
Just
arguments
play
for
it.
both, right?
Play whatever version of it you want to play, but you can't tease it like that. Yeah, you gotta.
Yes. Unplugged.
Yeah, I love a meta girl inside the metaverse. She pulled me out of earth like this. She got me spinning all of my theory on. Made her my 101 real quick. A digital heart, yeah, she got it in a wallet. Flow going up while I'm over here falling. I love a meta girl. I love a meta girl. Yeah. My escape from reality, virtue of fantasy. Prettiest mint I ever seen. Yeah, she burning my battery. Love what she do to me. Got this man stuck behind the screen. Hottest thing around the blockchain. And I get to call her baby. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Cause I don't wanna go back. Don't wanna go back. I love a middle girl inside the metaverse. She pulled me out of earth like this. She got me spinning all of my theory on. Made her my one-on-one real quick. A digital heart, yeah, she got it in a wallet. Flow going up while I'm over here falling. I love a middle girl. I love a middle girl.
Love it. I love it so much.
Me too, man. I'm glad that we've been heavy on the music this morning. I love that. I love the fact that everybody can start their day. It's a little bit different every day, people. You never know what you're gonna get.
Exactly. And I knew I needed to give you some time to get ready there. So I have other songs ready. J-Ron, do you have a request, my friend?
Yeah, I just want to know from Comfort if you got the DM because it said message failed. Yep, that was
Comfort
the one
blocked you.
thing.
No,
The other thing I found, if I may impart a little bit of deeper knowledge from the Google machine, on the bowler hat, spelled Bowler. And essentially, the bowler hat, also known as Billy Cock. Okay, I don't know why. Bob hat,
Was there? That
bombin.
wasn't definition.
Yeah, bombin, Spanish, or derby in the United States, is a hard felt hat with a rounded crown, originally created by the London hat makers Thomas and William Bowler in 1849. It has traditionally been worn with semi formal and informal attire. Um, I wonder, wearing a hat today, do you think you would feel, I mean, aside from a cap or a trucker or a snapback,
Snapback.
wearing something like that in public, would you feel, and love to hear from other people, would you feel weird wearing something like
Yes,
that?
I would feel weird wearing a beret or a bowler hat or, pretty much any hat, except for a cap or, snapback.
Yeah, I mean, the way that, it was formal, informal dress in the 20s, 30s, and before. Um, all
You know
men
why?
generally had suits, right? You'd go out in
Well,
your finest.
and they all
Well,
wore
Ron,
hats
Adam,
because they
Adam
didn't have
speaking,
hygiene products.
capitalist here.
Yes,
Ron,
capitalist. Please
You give
speak.
us your first name.
I,
What
uh,
just happened?
Ads.
I happen to know that's the ads, mate. Yeah, there you go. Welcome, nice to meet
Got
you.
it.
Um, I happen to know of someone in Web3 who rocks the bowler. There's a guy called Jeremy Knows in the Friends world that the bowler hat is his trademark. He wears it everywhere, and he's put out his own collection of whatever. I haven't really looked into what his collection's about, but yeah, he has a little caricature of him in it with the bowler hat, and yeah, it's his thing. He wears this black bowler hat with his ears poking out the side, and there you go. That's the only person I know in the world that still wears a bowler hat.
I
There
think
is
it's
one man.
fantastic, and that's why when we launch the boat, everyone will be required
No,
to wear
no,
bowler hats,
no,
and
no.
ladies, yes, and ladies will have to wear, maybe 18th century hats with flowers and shit. Yeah,
But
and corsets.
J-Ron, but
Yes,
But
yeah.
you
I
still wear
identify
you still wear a captain's hat as well. But you can wear like an 18th century captain's hat. You know, like the big one, like the
Absolutely.
Napoleon
I think.
style, sideways sort of looking hat.
Well, maybe I'll
J-Ron,
wear an
The
admiral's
Napoleon sideways.
uniform. That'll be
but,
funny. I think that'll
but
be a hell of a
J-Ron,
laugh. Yeah. Yes.
I identify as non-binary, so can I wear a rainbow afro instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wear whatever you want, Ozzy. We're in the 22nd, first century,
Afro
third.
chipmunk, let's go.
Just be you, mate.
Now, J-Ron, do you think that the bowler hat's been replaced by the fedora?
I like the fedora, but I personally have never, like many, perhaps I have a slightly odd shaped head and face. Maybe I never felt
Face
comfortable with
maybe.
hats. But how do you all feel about hats? Yeah.
J-Ron just said that he had a misshapen face.
He started to. He started
Okay.
to. He replaced it with head and then goes
Because
face
I was
maybe.
sitting here trying to get my tools ready and get my shit right. And I was like, wait a minute. What did he just say? Like, I love J-Ron. And listen, J-Ron, if you've got a misshapen face, we love you the same, brother.
It's a very low
Thank
effort
you.
face.
Yes, low effort. I only shave once every 2 weeks as well.
I'm fucking dying right now. I can't.
Imagine having a low effort face. I don't know, whatever. But maybe we can. I see there's one request. Let's see. The request is gone. Oopsie
Good
daisy.
morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Uncle
How are you?
JJ.
Doing well. How about yourselves?
Uncle
That's Uncle
Marv, what's
Marv.
good?
Hello, Uncle Marv.
Hello, hello.
We are doing, brother. We are glad to hear your voice this morning. I hope everything's going good for you.
So far so good. Actually, I followed. Let me see. USM vet NFT lover 26 because I too am a vet and I wanted to ask some questions, but I can probably just pull you to sign that
Or
one.
USMC, she's the
Yeah.
best. I'm not sure. It's early in the morning for her.
Yeah,
She
I
might
don't
come up,
want to
but yeah, I love her
bombard her
tits.
with that early in the morning, but I actually I got her.
Oh, there she is.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing?
What's good,
Good
USMC?
morning, Marine.
Good morning.
Morning,
How
USMC.
are you?
It's
Yeah,
good to hear your voice.
Okay.
we're
Well,
just sitting back listening. Starting the morning with a cup of coffee.
Oh, that would be nice, right?
And I need my coffee. Yeah.
So
Well,
what's new? What's anything? J. Ron, you have any alpha?
Yes. If you want to win big in Web3, you need to wear a real bowler hat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Thank you.
And have a low effort face, potentially misshapen.
I guess they haven't seen my nose yet.
y'all killing
It's okay. I'm Jewish. You can see mine around the corner before I get to the corner.
Look,
Look at you, Leonardo, flexing that storm.
I can hold my
They were
breath
teasing
from
me
now
about
until
that earlier.
Christmas.
They were teasing me about that earlier. I actually put on a fruit farmer, but it must not have switched over. But yeah, man. I do love her for sure. Ozzy played the song earlier. The song is growing on me like a.
Ton of bricks.
Yeah, I love the song. It's
It's one
awesome.
of the. I mean, they're all great, but like it is one of the better ones in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep playing it again on my computer.
I'm
I
sorry.
would
What's
keep
the
playing
what's
it.
the name of the song?
It's Click Clack by Pinch.
Cool.
I'll pin it up top. But yeah, I would keep playing it. But every time I do, I know that Leonardo gets like revenue from it, so I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Play it? Yeah, yeah. Play it sparingly.
Can you draw me like you do your other women?
Like one of your French girls.
Rose, you're so stupid, Rose. You know what? If I had been called stupid that many times, I would have left his ass there.
I found the most low effort face. Up top, let's go.
You Australian outback, whatever, bogan bugger.
For those who don't know, that is J. Ron's magnificent mug.
It's a pleasing face.
It's that dry little smile at the end of the clip that's like haunts me.
Just a dash of a smirk.
It's quite something, ain't it?
That's a low effort smile, actually.
It is. That's that, and that was 10 years ago. I was 43, 44. Believe it or not, that is verified on the blockchain. Yeah, 44 years
did,
old. Crazy. I look
did you
like a kid.
And and
did you
uh,
think
and
you
you
were
haven't
posing for
shaved since,
photographs?
right? Oh.
Like, was the photographer saying like pose, smile, like look this way? Did you think they were still images and not realize it was video?
No, man, you made it a video. What are you talking
The
about?
the footage up top.
It was a
I
still
got that from
picture, mate. No, it
what?
was a still
I,
picture. Yes.
oh, it was. I got that from you
Yeah,
as
yeah. My
well.
sister took it. Yeah, someone animated it. Who animated it? Wasn't you?
Oh, it wasn't me. No,
Okay, okay. So I
I
don't
thought that
know.
was just
Somewhere
video.
along the line.
No wonder it
No,
looks so
no,
weird.
exactly. That was the whole.
Oh,
The truth
do we
comes
have a
out.
picture of the low effort face on the jumbotron? Oh man, see that's what happens. I get an in real life call and I come back and some amazing shit has happened. See, that's why I love you people with your low effort faces and your
Low
hook and
effort
ladder
heads.
dreams.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I just
Huh?
want to say I
Yeah.
love that Queen. The Ariel vibes is flexing right now. Oh my gosh, I had to like DM him and tell
Yes,
him like I was talking to my husband. It's like, hey, go buy that Queen off the floor.
the owl. Yes,
Yeah, that's a beautiful queen.
Yeah, nice
Which
big up
one?
Ari vibes. Ari
Irie
vibes in the
Vibes is
audience.
out. That was on the floor? Really?
0.19, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah, man,
makes
that's the
sense.
sweet. The owl is sweet. Everybody's excited about the beast of burden.
Sebastian's rocking a dope queen as well, like with the scepter and the crown. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait for the breeding. I'm still like shopping around for like OG apes. I can't help myself. Like I'm really, really picky.
I'm the
Yo,
same.
USMC, what's up?
What's up,
Um,
capitalist pig?
I'm good. I'm good. I got to say something without sounding sexist, but I just love it when I just think it's so. I very rarely hear a woman say, "I just can't wait for the breeding. I'm just hanging around waiting for it." I'm so excited for the breeding.
Oh,
You
CP,
know
mate,
what? Like
you're not.
the
You're gonna
one
hang
thing that
around with
I
Kim, Jillian, Catherine, and the whole Queen gang. Like they're all just as excited. But USMC, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
It's just
yeah.
the vocalization.
But my thing is, like I take this opportunity to like, shop around, get it for the current price, like something that like when I first heard about apocalyptic apes, it was like back in February. That's when I actually got into NFTs. And at that time, the price on the floor for the OG apes was like out of my price range. I was like, I don't know anything about it, and I was like, I'm not gonna drop like like ETH was like what, like 3,000 at the time or something. I wasn't gonna drop like $3,000 in ETH or something like on an NFT that I have no idea what exactly like I have to do to make money in the Web3. So so like yeah, in March I was like, you know what, the floor is like looking good. Maybe I should take a make an entry like when the Queen started to mint. So like I ate in like completely with along with my husband. So like here we are, like waiting and like excited for the breeding, and shopping around for OG apes that we can like pair up with our queens. But yeah,
Oh, it's
Oh, I
super
know.
exciting.
I
I'm
know
so excited.
USMC. That's they were talking about that before. That's why I'm I'm working all hours of the day and I'm broke still. Just shopping around. Gotta. What I need to do is ban myself from OpenSea for a month, but I'm not gonna do that.
you know what? Like I tried to avoid like looking at the floor to like do some shopping, like, but sometimes it's really really hard because like the time that I actually take a break and looking at the floor is the time like something like rare body or something like
Yes,
Exactly.
that it
like
gets dropped,
did,
and then I'm like
did
looking at it like,
Exactly.
oh my gosh, this just sold, and I wasn't looking at the
USMC?
floor.
Did you see the
I just
bear
saw.
head that sold for 0.16 earlier today?
The which one?
There was a bear head Genesis that sold for 0.16.
Oh no! Oh my god! Was it a
I
weak
know.
offer or?
It. Yeah, I think they accepted an offer. I can't remember.
And someone picked up a fisherwoman with the rainbow teeth as well for pretty cheap. That was in my feed. I was like, oh, with dreads, and I was like, oh, I would have had her. I would have had her. Would have had my way with her. Yeah,
Hey,
sexy
you know
lady.
what's funny? And I'm going to go ahead and say this right now, and y'all can tell Fiddy or whoever, but Yamaza, you're going to love this. All right, so the digital renaissance, what we're going to have is going to be a little risque, but, and there's not going to be, everybody's not going to want to participate. But in the 70s, they called it a key party. And we're
Oh
going to
no,
have,
we're not swinging, are we?
oh, we're going to have, and here's how it's going down. We're going to have an AA key party sponsored to you, brought to you by the Digital Renaissance, which is basically going to be whoever wants to participate. You bring your male and or your female to said key party, and we're not going to let Twitter picker do it, but we're going to randomly draw.
And then everyone puts their
You
passphrases into
get
a
your
bowl, and
keys
you
and
pick
you
out the
go home with
passphrase.
your queen, and that's what the deal is. Thank you for showing up. We're going to we may try to provide the juices if we don't have too many people that want to come to this.
This is
This
fantastic. So you go home, and 9 months later, who knows who it's going to look like when it pops out.
absolutely, and you don't have any control over who you go home with. It's the luck of the draw, baby. It's the key party, the AA
Leo,
key party. We're doing it, and I don't care
it's
how many people participate. We'll make it so damn sweet that they won't not be able to participate.
it's
But yeah, it's
it's
exciting.
funny. It's funny you mentioned Fiddy and the Renaissance, because just like 3 or 4 hours ago, I was chatting to him in the space and telling him about you now that it's well known, having the Storm Legendary, and that you host these Renaissance spaces and stuff, early morning. So he's always asleep at this time, of course, because he degens. But yeah, like he's looking forward. I'm pretty sure he might have even hit you up in the DMs or whatever. He said he was going to, maybe in the morning. But yeah, it was just like like Leo's leading the charge with the Renaissance, and he's rocking that Storm like a boss.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited about the key party. I can't wait because he's probably heard of it, and it is a swinger thing, but it's hilarious. You go pick one queen or whatever you want. I don't care what you pick. I'm gonna pick a badass one. I'm gonna make it an event to where if you're part of it, you get a chance to mate with some good shit. That is, I was thinking about it while you were talking USMC, and then ads threw his part in about having his way with them, and I think that'll be so much fun. It'll be so much. We can make so much. We could laugh a lot about who ends up going home with who. So if you don't understand how a key party works, is everybody puts your keys in the bucket, and whoever keys you draw out is who you go home with, and that's who you're making a baby with.
You just make sure you send me the notification, mate. I'll send my lady down.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be. We're gonna have a. It's gonna be a thing. We're gonna have a space. Like it's gonna
That
be
sounds
so funny that
fantastic.
people are gonna get involved with the project just to send their their uh their lady or their male to this debauchery. I love it. It's
Absolutely,
fantastic.
man. It's a total sex ape fest, because you, you don't know what you're going to get anyway, and why not really mix it
Really
up.
make it random. Like I
Yeah,
really just
yeah,
hope I
yeah.
don't go with some skank that Yamaza's bringing. That's what I'm worried about. Like what are you bringing to this party?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, you get the pox, man. Yeah.
Oh, dude, we're gonna have. It's gonna be a freaking art machine.
Just one thing I know, none of my new glasses, Queen and Fitty hats will ever breed. That's one thing.
So what we can say is that that's going to be showing up. But say, listen, USMC, you might roll in there with an OG, and I might be putting up some fitty hat with the queen that you might draw out of the bucket. That's the beauty of this whole
Oh,
thing.
cool. So, like, I'll buy an OG ape that I'll just put in the bucket and then.
And then you get to pull a key, and when that key shows up, if it happens to be some badass fitty hat, nude glasses that you are that's holding an owl or something, you'd be like, hell yeah, get some babies.
You
So
should go
yeah,
buy
that's the
some dirty OG ape off the floor and put him out to stud.
exactly.
That's what she
It's got, but
said.
the problem is she's gonna look for that, but she's gonna run into Yamaza's skank, which is gonna be awesome.
I was telling Ariel vibes about like my plans, like which what if I were to use like a banana or banana juice or the apocalyptic
You
juice.
a banana juice? Yeah, yeah. Just be specific, because
So
yeah,
like for me,
it's a
like
sex party after
if
all.
I were to use a J2, I would use it on like a queen and OG ape that has like the jaws or the zombie looking apes. That's the only ones that I would use J2 for. But like, if I wanted to like keep my the baby like, nice and clean, and then I'll just use a banana. But for anything that's like rare bodies and stuff like that, I'm going for the J3.
Nice, good call. Which is just a J1 on steroids. A very quick good morning to Star Boss. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Comfort, how you doing, man?
Good morning, Star.
What's up? What's
Good
up?
morning. Good
Oh,
morning,
you gotta
everybody.
behave now.
And
Fuck.
I'm gonna say good morning and good evening and goodbye because I've made it home. And I'm gonna go. I get to go and see my family now, so I'm gonna do that before I pass out from exhaustion. So much love to all of you, and
Good ass.
thank you very much. I'll see you all on the other side of the world, day,
Cheers.
night.
Cheers. Sleep
It's
well,
very
Crumpet.
confusing. Oh shucks, thanks, mate.
Hey,
Hi,
don't take
hi,
the wife.
bye, capitalist. Hi and bye.
Hey, Star.
Hey, how you
Bye
doing?
bye.
Hi,
Hello,
bye.
goodbye. We swap out. High five. Yeah,
For
here we
sure,
go.
yeah.
High
There you go. Hey, bro. Gotcha.
I think she's saying hi, bye, aloha.
High bye. High five. Yeah, whatever.
Hi,
All
bye.
right. J-Ron's still trying to get a word in edgeways. The whole time I've been in here, he's been trying to say something. He's got his hand up there. I don't know if he's saluting or if he's just always got something on the tip of his tongue. But feel free to go ahead, J-Ron, after I leave. Yeah. See you all later. Peace and love.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Cheerios. I mean, I know it's breakfast time and everything.
Cheerio. Hey, Star, nice to see you. Was my hand up? It wasn't meant to be, thank you. That must have been a
I think it was Comfort,
glitch.
wasn't
A
it?
I
glitch
think it
in the
was
Probably
matrix.
mine. I keep my hand up, you know. I'm always trying to get a hand up at the table instead of a hand out by the door.
I like
But
that.
I was just that's how I negotiate with my bosses. They hate it. It's okay though. But I was thinking, with the whole, the process, as the NFTs are kind of taking, with the breeding of the apes and the sketchies have their maniac thing, so these combinatory effects. But specifically with the apocalyptic apes, their queens, these juices and stuff, it reminds me of a lecture I was listening to from Terrence McKenna where he talks about like the earliest of our species were existing in these orgiastic cultures that would kind of consummate around the harvest moons and stuff like that. So they're getting all juiced up and they're essentially mating in this way. And that whole key party idea just spun this for me. But it's from that we eventually got society, glaciolalia, language, cell phones, space shuttles, memes. There's a quote that says, don't show me, who controls the laws, but who controls the money, right? Well, money has shifted towards this meme slash mimetic format, right? And what y'all are engaging in, what the space is starting to move towards is this state of mating our memes. And the memes mimetically, right, as a mimetic device of information and cultural transference and significance, um, basically tells us the operating programs and procedures for how we engage in the world. So he or she who controls the world is one who mates their memes well. And I just wanted to call to your attention that what you're doing is engaging in this mating of the memes, essentially. So mate them well, and best of luck to you all.
Nice.
Tea
I
party
love
on
Terrence.
Harvest Moon is what he's saying. Tea
Yeah,
party on Harvest Moon.
and Terrence McKenna's all about the interconnectivity, the mycelium, that we're all interconnected, all part of one energy, and he was a great deep thinker and speaker. I've
Have
never
you
had
been
the hero
watching Star
dose, but
Trek?
one
Because
day.
mycelium was a thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
J
wait, we
Ron.
talking about mycelium.
So
Isn't that
okay,
like,
so
are we
yeah, so
tripping
real
again
quick.
today?
So you know how in Star Trek, the TV show on Netflix, the actor, the character name is like Stamets or whatever. Paul Stamets is
Yep.
a very famous studier of fungi and a number of other different mushrooms. But so he was actually a consultant on the show, and that's where the character name came from, and the mycelium drive, and all of that is based on his research.
Ozzy, if you got time, post that Joe Rogan and Paul Stamets. It's a beautiful interview
It's
that
a
they
great
did.
one. Yeah, that's a great, like, I like quite a few of Rogan's podcasts. Some are not so much, but that one's a quality one for sure.
And the hat that he's wearing, that's a hat that I would wear.
It,
The Black
it,
Forest
the
mushroom hat.
the flammable one. Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
It's
I love that you're a nerd about this, like I am.
I
hey,
used to work for a mycologist.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I just wanna like pass something. This is so it's not finalized work yet. It's in the works. But I have a poker club that I opened just specifically for apes and queen holders. So in order to join this poker club, you need to be a verified holder for apes, queens, and a juice. So I posted it in the poker chat. So the plan is to like host um poker tournaments for the community, like once a month or maybe twice a month, but one would be just for holders, and the prizes could be a little bit better, but we still need approval for it. So thinking about adding like some merch and stuff like that, possibly ledgers or something in as the prize, OG apes. But like I said, it's still, we're still talking about it. So but I just wanted to like pass it, like, if you're a holder of any three collection, join the club. And um once we get the approval, the team will make a flyer and start passing it, that like, that, hey, this is scheduled in the middle of the month on the weekend. But I want to make it where um the poker tournament is like, available for like everyone, like, so like if you're overseas, like, and in the US, that we can like, host a poker tournament like that works well for everyone.
You know what you could do, USMC, and I think there's a lot of poker DJs. I know Ozzy and I are huge poker fans, but and I think it's a great introduction, as Fitty would want me to say, instead of the evil O word. But it's a great introduction to the community, and I'd totally be all about it. But as far as accommodating everybody, you could do it in tiers. So, like the A tier would be, people in this hemisphere or whatever, and then Ozzy would run his B tier for, you do it like tables that would show up, that would be for the Australian set and the Japanese set, whatever their time zones would be, the different sets of tables of 8 or 16 or how many ever people that you got involved. And then the winners of those tables could set,
Okay. Well, my thing is, I'm like
depending on how
still
many
like,
people you have involved, but there's definitely a way to do it, which would be cool.
yeah. So like my thinking is, like I'm still like currently like trying to brainstorm some ideas with like some of the community members. So I guess like what I can do on that is like, set a limit of like chips, right? And depending how many chips you'll gain, you'll go like, on the top tier or whatever. If you obviously first and second, like right now, like first and second, that's the those are the only like, ones that gonna win the prize. Possibly we'll add the third prize, but yeah, I mean, if you guys have an idea, like, feel free to like DM me. I'm just currently trying to like come up with things, to kickstart or like, get all these poker tournaments going like at least once a month. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. What did you think about the key party idea? I'm not going to let this go. I'm totally going to do this.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm down for it. Like,
We just need to call it something else instead of key party, like maybe a queen party or something. Like, because
It's
I hear keys.
the
I'm not
Queen
handing anyone on
party.
Twitter my
Oh,
keys.
we're not
did,
definitely
did,
not getting
did
away
you
from
guys
the
like
origin
tell
of it.
Star? Like, did you tell Star like
I don't think she
Star.
heard it yet. I don't think she heard. I think she came in after me.
Let me try and summarize it and
Okay.
see if I've got it for Star. So Star, Leo's pitching the idea of using the digital renaissance for space like this, but it'll be essentially a key party, as he calls it, in that people will nominate a queen or a Genesis or whatever, and basically they all get scrambled up, and you don't know who you're going to mate with using your J1, and you end up having a baby with someone random on Twitter.
It sounds kind of dicey. I mean,
I know, right?
it's like a blind
Hell
date.
yeah!
Like
Hey,
It's like a
look, this is
blind date.
that's right, Davey.
Custody of the
That's right.
child.
That's what's so beautiful about it. See, you're gonna put some nicely well dressed, good OG, and he's gonna get paired up with your Mazda's skank. I've been using your Mazda as the downside, but listen, I love your Mazda. For
What if
anybody
the
that may
stakes
not know,
the other way though, bro? It could be like
oh, it
a
cuts both
lovely
ways.
queen with like a skanky fucking OG. You know what
Oh,
I
it's gonna
mean?
be awesome, dude. There's gonna be
Oh,
some
Somebody
really ugly youngins. That's what I'm looking for, people. Like this
get
is
your
gonna be so fun.
upmarket going. Yeah.
Oh
and
man, this is gonna
I
be so
mean, look at
fun.
the chick
You
Ozzy
from
plans
from
to bring. Look at him right now.
Yeah,
I mean
Ozzy's
from
he's try, yeah, that's who he's gonna mate with.
yeah, somebody's got to take care of that hair.
yeah, there's 22 serpents in this hairdo, so I'm gonna need
But you know that
something that can handle 22 at a time.
a Medusa might be cool, with like a python or something. I mean, you
I've got
never
it. I've got
know.
a I've got a Genesis Python. It's actually ranked like 700 and something, so it's actually my best Genesis.
So there
All
you
right, so that
Excluding
go.
leads us down
Ibanana.
the purebred lab. You know, wouldn't it be
Really?
better for? Well, I'm just saying, like, wouldn't it be better for him to breed with another banana? I mean, do we
Yeah.
believe that's the case? I'm
No,
just asking.
email.
I don't think that's the case. I'm saying, like, do
Well,
rubies stay with rubies? Do golds stay with golds? Do crystals stay with
Well,
crystals? I mean, what
the
is
the
what's the thoughts?
the genealogist is going to give us the breakdown, but from Hattie's most recent appearances, the sense I get is that particularly the body type, right? Like if you have a gold and a gold and a ruby, then almost certainly the offspring will be that color. But beyond that, like it's kind of up to some parameters in AI and randomization. So just because you have an eye banana breeding with a gold, for example, doesn't mean necessarily it will be either gold or eye banana or a
Well,
or a
what
mix
you're
between
gold
the
saying
eye
two.
though,
banana.
yeah, but
Or
but if
yeah.
they're both eye bananas, that's my point. If they're both eye bananas,
Ooh,
then you're pretty
yes,
much guaranteed an eye banana. That's what
that
I'm saying.
that's my understanding. Yes, because, and I think that's the only reason to breed the same type is to guarantee the offspring being the same. Although the J3 makes it interesting with quads or triplets, especially if you like. Can you imagine having triplets and having two golds and a ruby or whatever? If you made it a golden ruby, all of this to say, I'm gonna wait until I've seen someone use a J1, 2, 3, and a tonic 22 before I do anything because I just want to see how this all shakes out.
What
Right.
if the what? And you said somebody said the other day that if you use the tonic 22, that it completely changes to another. Uh,
It turns your original into a warrior.
Warrior. Your OG only. It doesn't do anything with the queen. It only turns the OG into a warrior.
so here's my
And,
question: Why
and
do
you're
you?
also
Why,
guaranteed like a crystal, ruby, or gold baby.
Yeah, premium baby.
Which is cool. So you think about it, right? So it makes sense that Hattie has only committed to doing 22 customs, really. Like the warrior apes will be customs that will presumably be drawn after the tonic 22s are used on the Genesis. And it makes a lot of sense because to have him hand draw any more than 22 is ridiculous. So it'll just work on, this AI, I presume.
I heard that the people. I heard some guys talking yesterday in a space, and when I say guys, I mean guys and gals. Talking about getting the shittiest OG that you could possibly find, like the key party that nobody wants to draw his card, and then he turns out to be Mister 22. See, like That's what they want to put the 22 tonic on, is the guy that's the lowest grade floor
Trying
OG.
to trying to bring the lowest grade
That,
OG up. Are you trying
that
to
would be
like? Is
Well,
amazing.
that
that's
the
what their
idea?
argument was. I'm not
Turning
saying
it
that I
into a warrior.
subscribe to that. I kind of think, I don't know how it's done, and you say
It kind of
AI is
makes sense.
involved, but I
It
guess it
kind
makes sense. But I also
it,
think, what if you did a badass, crystal OG that's like badass, and then gave him? I mean, I don't know how.
well,
I
then you
guess
get a
the top
crystal
is the
warrior.
top. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
guess it
guess.
depends on what you're after. Like if you're going to sell it after, then the markup, right? So you take a floor ape right now for $200 and you apply the 2022 to it and it becomes a warrior, so it immediately becomes a top 100 item. So in terms of value markup, that's much greater than taking an expensive one and making it slightly more expensive. So you
I
could
guess
argue it
that's
that way.
true. I guess that's true. I think what's going to be really interesting. I think we're still months away, but I think what's going to be really interesting is to find out if, like, the people that hold the 22s, they just don't use them. They just hold them and wait, or
Oh, there are a lot of people who plan on waiting out the juices, the breeding, all being used up, and uh, they often point to the bored apes that haven't been mutated as being the most valuable ones as the
the
reasons for
Right,
that.
virgins.
right.
And
Like, well, I was
and
thinking like my eye banana, like I got on Mint, and I don't have like an eye banana, an eye banana OG. So I thought she could just be a spinster. She could just sit there.
I noticed there was an OG banana for sale the other day. I'll check if it's still there. It wasn't cheap, but it was for sale. Um,
Yeah, I do
but
see them
yeah.
occasionally. Yeah.
What was it listed for? Like 5 ETH or something?
You can 5 ETH exactly, rank
Yeah, I
28.
don't even look when it's that price point. For
There's
me,
another
that's too much. Yeah.
there's another one for 8, another one for 22, and another one for 69. Um, but I mean, under that there's a saw blade, like a saw blade skelly, rank 11 for 16 ETH, which is kind of crazy. That's the highest ranking Genesis you can even buy. Um, but yeah, anyway, falling down a rabbit hole. What I can do is call on the radio account to give us a bit of a G up as you're about to get to the office there, Leo.
Yeah, dude. Hit them with some tunes. Hit them with that music stick, baby.
Off, headed to the moon, get the mix suited up, cause we leaving real soon. You know you better stay tuned, cause these apes got you swooped up like a typhoon. Nah, apocalyptic like the planet of the apes. Legendary NFTs, no debate. If you down with me, then get the NFT. Apocalyptic apes, no escaping these. You think you bad? I'll show you something better, cause these apes got the power.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to turn this into an ad for the A8s. This is the Renaissance, baby. We do it this way.
Why'd you turn off Uncle Jew, bro?
That wasn't Uncle Jew.
You didn't hear Uncle Jew? What
Oh
was I listening
shit.
to? I was in the other room. What was on?
Really stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain and hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south. Way on down south. London town.
The Sultans of Swing. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Seriously,
Thank
it's a
you,
good jam.
Star. Because your mother was DMing me like, "What song is this?" I'm like, "Surely people know this."
Oh no,
Thank you,
dude!
Star.
I'm talking about the last song you played, bro. I was in the other room taking the garbage out. I
Oh,
could have sworn I heard
That
Uncle
was the
Jew playing.
A8s tune.
the
That was
eighth
the
track.
A8 tune. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's what's so great. It was like you're in your car and you change the station. You're on the A-Apes tune, and then Ozzy decides to hit you with his music stick, and that's going to be a thing too. I'm not going to let that die. We're going to be in these spaces a couple of years from now, and I'm going to still be telling Ozzy to hit y'all with his music stick.
Yes. Yes. You gotta have the music in the blend. That's all. Like, or
Oh,
in the background, something, you
All right, so
know.
to
we've
be
been
clear,
playing
Uncle
music
Drew was
all
playing.
day.
The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. Gotta take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I miss the rain.
Tell you another thing we're going to do two stars. So like I know we still may slide it in once in a while, but we're going to have the bumper music courtesy of Mrs. Storm. So we're gonna play it on the way in at the beginning, and then we're gonna play it on the way out. We're gonna start it off.
Nice.
We're gonna
Nice.
start it with the chainsaw. We're gonna start it with the
Holy
skill
crap.
saws,
Like, woo
and then
woo, and then play the song.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
that'll be the closeout.
There you go.
All thanks to Ozzy's new music stick.
You're welcome.
When
I
you
work for
sent a
free.
picture of the setup, I was like, whoa, okay. Like, there's a lot of chords there. I might, there's like, I don't think I could run one of those. I think it would
Oh,
be, I'd have to have somebody show me how to do it.
so that picture that you retweeted, that's like a product shot. That's not my photo. My setup doesn't look anything like that. It only has two cords coming out of it.
Okay,
Like
because I've been looking at other ones too, like other people's setups. I think I might have
like the
sent you a
iRig.
DM. Yeah.
I'll have to check back. Sorry, staff, I missed
Yeah,
it.
no,
But
it's
yeah,
okay. It was just
like
like last
I
night.
I
Yeah.
was I was gonna buy an iRig. 'Cause, iRig make like 5 or 6 different variants. There's the iRig 2, the Pro, the Mix, the Stream, like, and they all look kind of the same. But the only reason I didn't buy one was because I asked Uncivil, because Uncivil has the dope audio setup, and he's like, "Man, I tried all those. Like, I tried all the iRigs, and they all sound crap. Blah blah blah." He's like, "This is the only one that works." He's like, "I wish I could go back in time and tell myself just get this one and don't bother with anything else." So it was a little bit more expensive, but that's why I chose this one.
Right. Yeah. It sounds really good. It's amazing. I love it.
And see, that's the community. That's a multiple hundreds or if not thousands of dollars hookup by Uncivil saying, "Save your damn time and money, brother. Let me tell you, get this Roland, and your shit'll be dope." And that's power to the people, man. That's why the communication is so key, and coming in here and listening and chopping it up and figuring it out. I love the fact that I think he may be gone now, but somebody came in specifically and was like shouting out USMC and had some questions for her specifically about the collection because he knew that she would know. You know, I love that shit. And flowers to you, USMC. That's cool. Um, but yeah, man, it's a beautiful Tuesday, people. And if you can be happy on a Tuesday for no reason except for the fact that you are alive and God, however you come to him or her, thinks enough of you to give you one more day, uh, try to make the most out of it. Like, try to make somebody smile. Try to do some shit that's super kind. It doesn't have to involve money. It can be something like telling somebody, even if they don't, just lie to them like you lie to yourself and say, you look really nice today. Or I like your hair. Or damn, those are some dope ass tennis shoes. Like whatever the situation calls for. One thing that I like to do is tell people at the drive through what the good book says, which is the greatest among ye is a servant to all. And then I tell them, you know who that is, right? And of course they don't. And I say, it's you. You can't deny service to anyone. You stand here for 8 hours or whatever, and you serve everybody that comes through this line. So, according to the book that I believe, you are the greatest among us because you are a servant to all. Which goes back to what we were talking about earlier with comfort, which what he said was the new billionaire is how can you positively affect a billion people? Not that your dumbass has $1 billion. That's the dumbest thing to clout chase. Like those assholes that have money. Like I heard a funny thing. It says, Do you want to know what God thinks about money? Look at the jack bags he gives it to, right? Like honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with having money, but I think that what's more important to do with your money is purposeful profits. That was what Ultra said the other day. I wrote it down, but if you have something in mind, somebody in mind, some way to give somebody else a come up. Now, don't get me wrong. You have to take care of yourself and your family and your immediate circle. But that honestly does not take that much. Like if we're really being serious about it. So yeah, have a purpose, have a plan for when we all wag me, and figure out how to get to that comfort billion. That's what I'm gonna start calling it, the comfort billion.
I dig it.
When enough is a feast, and there's always enough to go around. I mean, we waste so much. That's how you know we kind of live in a land of abundance. We do have there's an abundance of time, right? It's just we mismanage time. You know, there's abundance of activities and pleasures and chances to connect and witness all the million miracles around us. But you know, it's like the difference between chasing an item, an object, versus chasing something that's truly unobtainable, but still worth the run. You know, because we're never going to get to the perfect digital renaissance, right? Or the utopic vision, or maybe we will, and maybe it'll end, but you know, or maybe it'll go on forever. But chasing that, you know, I feel gives so much more gas in the tank, you know, and what's the old saying? It's ass, grass, or gas. No one mints for free. So it's just a very
I,
important.
I was thinking of another very philosophical quote that tongue with me at the risk of being too tangential here. Mo money, mo problems. So I mean, there's a balance to everything, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
but
that's
I
what we
mean,
talk. Go ahead.
if you don't, sorry, go ahead.
No, I want to hear what you had to say.
Well, I mean, money is a very curious thing to me because we place value in it, and time is, logical because it's planetary. It's just the environment by which we live, but we just put time as a measure to it. But we have sunrise and sunset, and that's really kind of what it's all about there. But we put pressures on ourselves in a societal kind of way be around the constructed notions of time and money, and you strip all that away, and that goes away, and then it just becomes about survival, your Maslow hierarchy of needs, and then it just becomes like us together, like kind of what Ron was saying about being on the boat. You strip it all down. You're stuck in the middle of the ocean, and all you got is each other, and you're looking at each other on your little flotilla, and you're like, okay, how do we survive this? And, at the end of the day, I mean, I appreciated that quote, like ass, grass, or gas. But it's like, why do we have to pimp ourselves out that way? If you feel a certain way about something, or you have conviction about where you stand in your morals, the other stuff sort of wraps around it, if that even makes any sense. But I mean, I don't even know if I'm even making any sense, but I'm just it's very difficult to really put a lot of backing in these constructs, but we need them to survive. We need them to have things. We need it for food. We need it for shelter. So in order to be able to have the things that you need on the Maslow hierarchy of needs, you need to do, things like, work, and you have to be confined to constructs to be able to, of time to be able to achieve those things. So you're stuck in the matrix whether you want to or not. It's just, how do you survive through the matrix if you don't necessarily have, you know, um, a high subscription to, yeah. I mean, money is nice, but I've had money and I've not had money. And either way, I'm going to be fine. And I know that. And I'm good with that.
Nice.
You
Damn,
know,
Star, look at you quoting Maslow's hierarchy of need. That's amazing.
thank you.
It
I
reminds
know a
me
few
another
things.
reminds you of another expression. I've been uh, uh, poor and happy. Sorry, no, poor and miserable, and rich and miserable is better. So like you can see like how interwoven money is in society. Like,
Right.
what
But the crux there is that, why the fuck are you miserable? That's the whole point. And that has nothing to
exactly?
do with money, and it has nothing to do with time. It has everything to do with yourself. So go back into yourself, deep dive into that shit, and figure out why the fuck you're unhappy. Because money isn't going to make it or break it. Because you're still going to be a miserable fuck if you don't get your shit under control. That's all.
And now sometimes that has to do with others too, because of others.
But no, no.
No, if you're
Because
unhappy,
that, no,
I
that
meant if you're
displays
unhappy, and I know what you're saying, but
that's gonna
if you're in a shitty living situation, you also gotta take a look at that.
well, yeah.
Hell
you
is other
you
people, according to Sartre.
Yeah.
you
So
look, I only place myself in environments and in situations with my time and my attention where I want it to be and with who I want to share it with. Period. End of topic. You get one run in your human bubble. That's it.
oh dear Lord, Leo, I love you, Star.
You know what that means?
Oh
That
Lord.
means it must be
Yes.
Closing time.
except that's not the closing time tune. This is Shout Out
Yes.
to the Storm. Let's go.
I got friends that you don't see. You can talk about them endlessly. I got friends that you don't know, from Sao Paulo to Tokyo. I got friends that you never met yet. I got friends on the internet. I got friends that you don't see yet. I got friends that don't with me.